Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Barrel
Post-credit
show.
We're back.
Welcome.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
Oh, God.
Welcome.
That was Pancake knocking things around.
That's okay.
She's stretching now.
She's all right.
Like, oh, okay, I'm going to have some food.
She's cool.
Welcome to the Post-credit show where we talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd junk we've done.
Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
Let's take a deep dive into this. We've been out for about a week.
We did.
So,
we took a week off. We paintballed last week. I posted a picture of us paintballing so people knew. We were still all together.
Yes.
We shot Tony.
Hey, well, yes. Yeah.
That's where my back pain started.
I was going to ask, I'm not sure if that was related or not. Because
What?
I know I woke up that morning and
I was in so much pain.
I couldn't move.
My right knee didn't hurt till like 2 days later because I had a giant welt on my right knee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, that looks intense. So then I'm like, I had my wife look at my, thanks, Hollow. I had my wife look at my back because it hurt like super bad.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's like one little mark. And I'm like, but it hurts so bad. And then she's looking at my knee. She's like, that doesn't hurt. And I'm like, no. And then the next day my back was fine and my knee was like.
I woke up that morning with my entire side.
Yeah.
I can see the side of the game, like the map, or going towards because I was being shot from that side. I couldn't. I basically didn't move out of the bed until like 11.
Oh yeah, no, that was a write-off. I knew that was a write-off day. Either way,
yes.
I honestly don't remember what I did the week before. I was playing mostly the same stuff.
Yeah.
I've
Satisfactory. Is that now?
Satisfactory is out.
Good.
I've been playing that. It is a game about efficiency, but the early access is out, so we have more stuff we can build. Brian and I finished the last episode off. If you watch our stuff, we built exoskeleton legs. We can now run faster and jump higher because we built steel legs.
Cool.
Yeah, or not steel legs. I don't know, some kind of ore. We found it and we built things out of it. So Satisfactory. If you want to watch that one, you can watch that one because we've been streaming it.
Yes.
I know Brian's been playing a lot of it on his own to like see what things do and
to find the levels, like how to break it. I would.
Yes. What did you guys do? We paintballed. That was the part that brought us pain. Paintball is not
old.
Paintball is not a thing.
You should not do it if you're above the age of 30.
I'm guessing that's the lesson that we learned. I'm not sure if the beverages we also had that probably added to the.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Either way, Satisfactory is a really cool game. Check it out. It's only available in the Epic Store, which has pissed some people off. I don't care.
I don't really.
It doesn't have like the right friend system, and it doesn't do this.
I do wish their friend system was better.
I
do wish it was better. It will eventually get there, but I know.
Brian and I have had no issues.
Yeah, but I think the big thing is people who have massive friends lists you
can import it from Steam.
Yeah, but there's no chat system. There's no party system. Is there?
Not within Satisfactory. Yes.
Yes, but
it's client by game.
Client. It's
not
client.
Client-based.
Yeah, it's client side stuff. I totally agree with the no review system, but whatever.
Yeah, and at this point it'll get there. I've been playing more NHL 18 with my back being out. That one was for me sleeping funny. It had nothing to do with paintball. I've been playing a lot of NHL, so I've got like 2 months left before I make the NHL.
Better than some of the other teams our team here.
Yeah. So that game's still doing its thing. Assassin's Creed Origins.
I really need to play that.
I have hit a point in the game I was complaining the last time, and I actually found online people complain because the whole thing to Altair, like if we go all the way back, was he had to cut off his ring finger to make the blade work.
Right.
In this game, he gets the hidden blade, and you're like, oh, here it comes. Like, he's going to have to, like, ka-thunk, chop off his finger, and his wife, who gives him the hidden blade, shows him, like, if you just keep your palm open like a not moron, the blade goes this way and doesn't cut your finger off. And I'm like, but I thought the whole thing came from, like...
Well, it doesn't, because back in Assassin's Creed 2,
yes,
you also got the hidden blade, but you don't cut your finger off.
Because Da Vinci found a way to not...
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, the first game,
I don't know.
what happened was...
They keep retconning the hidden blade thing.
Well, because the hidden blade in the first... This is why. In the first game, they couldn't make it so the blade passed through, like, it clipped through his hand.
Oh.
So they're just like, if he doesn't have a finger, it's not clipping.
I guess so.
That's exactly what they did.
That makes sense.
So then in Assassin's Creed 2, where they're like, we fixed the problem. They're like, well, we're not going to cut his finger off.
If we don't have to.
Right. So they fixed it. And in this game, they're just like, if you... So essentially, the people in Altair's time were morons. That's the whole shtick. Or at least that's what I thought.
Or they didn't read the text properly.
There's a cutscene in this one that fixes all of that.
Ah.
So it covers...
So what you're saying is that they retcon. They retcon the retcon.
Yeah. Within their own game, I was like, this is confusing. And now it's not confusing.
And then it's going to be different because it's the memories when you're in the machine. Your memories are different than that guy's memories.
Yeah. So this one, again, the Animus is like this. They've got the portable Animus thing going on. They've mentioned Desmond at points because there is pieces of, like, you know, where you find things hidden within the programming. Like, you used to be able to solve those puzzles, and it would be like...
Those are actually the more fun parts of Assassin's Creed.
There's no puzzles anymore.
Oh.
No, there's kind of a puzzle. You have to get to the thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's buried underneath.
But it's not, like, as in-depth as it once was.
No. Like, where you used to have
those
to,
are
like,
really cool.
I loved all those puzzles.
Yeah.
They were fun.
I actually spent more time doing that than the actual Assassin's Creed 2 game.
This one, you have to make it through, like, the tombs, because you're in Egypt. Yeah. So when you make it to the bottom of a tomb, all of a sudden it's like, well, this isn't Egyptian architecture. And then you put, like, a little gemstone into a thing, and it reveals, like, someone talking to you. Not even a puzzle, it's just someone talking. The puzzle was the tomb, and they're not all that puzzly. They really wanted to make it easy for you to find these things now, where it's like... You know.
I mean, especially when they make bigger and bigger Assassin's Creed games.
The question in this one now is how do you know you're not in a simulation within a simulation? That's what they're asking you at this point, is how do you know that you aren't the simulation that's in the simulation? Like, how do you know there's not an animus controlling the person who, like, you're not just animusing within animuses?
Okay, Inception.
Right. Because essentially that's how Desmond's escaped them. Is he's gone into so many different animusnesses.
I thought he died.
Apparently not. They're still looking for him.
What?
They can't find him.
They killed him. He died in Assassin's Creed 3.
Three wasn't him.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it still him?
Yeah.
In 3?
I'm pretty sure it was... Oh,
we can find out in Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
That's not. There's a real reason why I forgot.
They can't find him because he's dead. They all just think he's alive. He's just dead.
They just buckle up their boots and make a future Assassin's Creed game, and I would be happy.
Yeah, legit. But
we'll never get that.
We'll never get that.
It's like Half-Life 3.
At least they've given up on the whole, like, we're trying to make things realistic to the time.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I think the good one was Assassin's Creed Syndicate when there was the...
I never got to any
American
of those
Revolution.
ones.
That was really cool. That was a good idea. Really, really.
I never got to any of those ones because there was that one that was like you could wear a top hat and everything went wrong.
that was the when
Unity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that was like a tech demo, with the way they described it and the way they marketed it. This is a tech demo for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, that went horribly wrong, and then they just abandoned that. Like they jumped ship so hard on that game, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like
and then they got and then we got Syndicate, which was good.
Well, because again, that's when they still had the two studio things working, and one studio actually made decent games, and the other one didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like, oh, this is how this rolls. But yeah, like we got Unity, and I stopped paying attention because I'm like, I really didn't like 3. I found it boring. Black Flag was okay, but it's like you made a pirate game in Assassin's Creed. Like you just wanted to make a pirate game. Congrats, guys.
And it was good.
And it was good. But then they were like, Unity, and I'm like, And then I read everything on Unity, and then they just dropped it. Like, at least with something like Battlefront 2, they've spent the time to...
build it back up, yeah.
Fix it.
And I think the audience is different, too, for Battlefield 2. It's being a persistent online shooter kind of thing.
But, like, but Unity was supposed to be online.
No.
Because you're supposed to play with your friends.
When they weren't bugged out.
Yeah.
Why is my friend a demon? Why is my friend a demon? You can see through their skull.
And Stab him. Stab him.
With what? There's nothing there. Just eyeballs. It's just the eyeballs. To stab the teeth.
So when Chris had been talking about Odyssey being good, And then you look back, Origin got good reviews. I'm like, I'll pick up Origin cheap. So Origin has been.
I know that Origin and Odyssey have been
because they spend their time
very
and
high
actually
point
build games.
They're very high points in Assassin's Creed.
People were confused by there's like actual items now. Like the hidden blade just isn't your only weapon. You're not just like upgrading the current weapon.
I think that's just the times.
It is, but people were like, it's confusing. And I'm like, it's not confusing. You pick up this sword, it's better than your sword. I'm going to re-equip it.
Is the numbers on this sword higher than the current number?
Now, the cool piece is like, spears obviously do different kind of attacks than, a regular sword.
Yeah.
There's curved blades. There's all sorts of, like...
I'm assuming arrows are very much the same thing, too.
Arrows, there's different kinds of bows.
Yeah, it's the bows. It makes a huge difference.
So the bow, there's like a precision bow.
Yeah.
Which is your sniping bow. There's the warrior bow, which shoots 3 arrows at once, which I find completely useless.
Why? Why not?
Well, because it's spread shot, so you're attacking one guy, and you're wasting 2 arrows every time.
No, you get it right in their face.
Yeah, well, so then there's a skill you can get that
tightens
the arrows up. There's the quick one, so you just have like arrows ready, so you can Legolas the arrow.
Machine gun arrow?
Yeah, essentially. And then there's just the regular bow where you draw back, and the harder you draw back, the harder it hits. So yeah, like there's...
those have always been good games to me.
But I like that.
Yeah.
When people were like, well, my Assassin's Creed, like, you just upgrade your sword. And it's like, you still upgrade it. You're just finding a better weapon. And there's still...
The numbers are higher. It will get higher regardless.
There's still ways of getting legendary weapons and all of that. Like, you can still find the best sword. You can also go and upgrade the best swords and all of that jazz. So there's ways of doing all of that stuff. Cool game.
Mm-hmm.
Digging it. Played some Modern Warfare.
Good game.
Online. I'm getting better.
Good. That's good.
My kill death ratio is at like a 1. I feel pretty happy about that. Because usually at shoot to kill games, I'm not very good at the killing. Ever since we changed it to shoot to kill, I've been really good. I now understand.
Shoot to kill.
You have to kill the other people.
Shoot to kill. Oh, I thought shoot to love.
Shoot to love. We've been playing on hardcore mode when we play with Chris. I played not hardcore mode by myself just to get accustomed to the maps, because I think that's a big piece to all those games, is knowing
where to go and where to throw a grenade if you're to be safe, kind of thing.
And hardcore mode, because you don't get kill cams and you don't you have to know where people are. So if all of a sudden you die, it's like, where did I die from? Okay, I was on this road.
If I die again here.
If I die again here and the bullet comes from my right, the guy's in that building. Like, next time I have to know, okay, I'll squeak around this way so I don't get shot by that guy and try and make it to that building, sort of thing. I think that's a big piece to hardcore mode, is knowing maps. Modern Warfare, like, this one's cool. Weather effects, evening versus day.
Yep.
Like, all of that changes the map completely, because we'll play one map and then we'll play it again. And Brian's like, we haven't played this one yet. And it's like, yeah, we did. It was bright and sunny, and now it's raining and dark.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, this one with the bus. Okay.
I remember playing that game with some friends when we back when it was
actually
a PS3 game.
Yeah.
We turned on only sniper rifles, and we actually turned on, because we played it as a LAN too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can still do that. It's an option in this game. It's lovely.
So we brought our PlayStations to each other's one other person's place, and we would do sniper battles.
Oh yeah.
But we would try to like sneak around and turn on hardcore mode.
Yep.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a lot you can do with Call of Duty still.
Oh totally. It's a
blast. Is there wall running? No!
There's nothing. Like
there's no.
It is hardcore, or not hard. It is arcade first-person shooting.
It is, yes. It is the roots of what makes Call of Duty.
Very arcadey, because that's even like Brian's like, everything's really responsive, and I'm like, there's nothing to be responsive about. It's shoot, kill, duck.
Yes.
Like,
throw a grenade.
It is legitimately like, if they brought Halo back, this is what we'd be playing and having fun with.
We could see what it's like on Steam.
I know, on Steam. But legit, like, Modern Warfare did what it did well. Back in the day, where it was just arcade shooter.
We just missed it.
Yeah.
Because we've been in Battlefront, we've been doing Battlefield.
Sure.
We do all those like hyper.
Well, even Apex, like all of that stuff, where like they've added the sliding and they've done this. And Apex is still arcadey, but it's now advanced arcadey.
Right. by the guys that made Modern Warfare.
You're right.
Surprise.
Whoa.
They make a good shoot-to-kill game.
Yeah, they do make a good shoot-to-kill game. But yeah, Modern Warfare, like, when Brian said that, I'm like, no, legitimately, it's so basic. We're just having fun because you shoot, you kill, you run around a corner. Like,
and then you die, and then you just get back into it.
You go back in and you do it again. Like, there's no wall hugging and like peeking out from behind corners and doing like if you're peeking, you're legitimately moving your entire body out from behind the wall to get shot.
I'm not worried about what attachments are on my gun. I'm not worried about what armor I'm having.
No, because
as long as I have armor, that's good.
Like my assault rifle on my assault guy that I play has.
But like you're not stopping in the middle of the match to be like I need to shoot, and I'm examining.
No, you have to pick your loadouts before you go.
Right. Classic.
And you play that as you go. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no, like, oh, and you can pick up a new gun. Like, if you kill someone.
Yes, you pick up the gun. That's fine.
You can pick up their gun.
But, like, you're not, like, taking time to examine, like, I'm not looting him or anything.
No,
it's just,
like,
you just go.
Just go. Kill the guy, reload, go again.
Oh, this isn't working? I died. Switch my loadout. Next.
Yep. Next. Some of the maps are small and frantic. Some of them are bigger.
And I still love the shipping container one.
Yeah, that's exactly the one.
That's my favorite one.
So... Here's the one thing that they still haven't quite fixed. If I'm hosting everybody, I may have killed on hardcore 3 people on our own team in the shipping container level. And on hardcore, if you team kill 3 times, you get kicked. And in the shipping container level, it's almost impossible not to kill.
You're going to hit someone.
To team kill, because...
You're going to hit someone on your team. Yep.
You throw a grenade, chances are you're killing 6 people, and 3 of them are on your team. Either way, when I got booted, it also booted Brian and Chris. So all of a sudden our team lost 3 people. And then we had to reform our party because it kills your party.
I'm surprised you get that is in that.
It does everything. So like the one time Chris got booted out and he got booted. But I was still the party leader, or Brian was, whatever it was. So Chris got booted, we got out of the game, we had to quit our game. Have him rejoin the party, and then go back into the game.
He can't join back into the party.
He could, but like then he wouldn't be in our game because it was full.
Yeah.
So we had to knock ourselves out, make ourselves a party again, join again. So there's still
weird.
like
that's weird.
Yeah, it was a little. I'm sitting there going.
They literally just ported it. They literally
just and then upped the graphics and all of that stuff.
They just brought it over.
Yeah. So
they put a fresh coat of paint on it.
So yeah, Modern Warfare still awesome. Battlefield. I have Battlefield 1, 4, and 5.
That's odd.
Not in that order. 4, 1, and 5.
Battlefield 1, the one back in the the 2000s.
No.
Battlefield.
Not that one. The one that was in World War One.
Wasn't that one in World War?
No. Oh God.
Was that one not World War One?
So either way, I was kind of stoked because Battlefield 5 announced their Ring of Fire, or whatever it's called, Firestorm. Is what it's called. It's their battle royale.
Their version of a battle.
Their version of a battle royale. You fly in World War II ships. You jump down and legitimately slow parachute your way down into a really big map, as per Battlefield, with destructible stuff and all of the jazz.
I hope that is it. You've played more 5 then?
I've now played 5.
And is it okay? Is it fun?
Yes.
I think the problem with it is like it just kind of came out of nowhere.
It did come out of nowhere.
And then with very little marketing and
very little fanfare
and very poor critical reception too.
So the story, like the single player to 5 follows very closely to 1, where you play specifics. So 1 was really cool because World War I, they're like, we're going to tell untold stories of these weird fights that no one really talks about. Like everybody knows Vimy Ridge, everybody knows like the Battle of Versailles, like
the DA stuff,
you know big fights from World War I and 2. Pancake. It's not a chew toy. That's the chew. The dog. They're like, no one really knows these fights from World. Just let her. She'll be all right. No one knows these fights from World War I, so let's highlight these fights.
Right.
They also introduced like a woman into the first one, where it's like you get to fight as this woman who actually goes and does all these things, and like as a covert ops type something or other. Battlefield 5, which takes place in World War II, does the same thing, where it's like here's specific fights. You even get to be a Nazi at one point, like a Nazi commander. There's one where you get to be like a flying ace, so you're in one of the planes.
Dog fight.
which I haven't gotten to those levels. Like I played the first bit just to kind of get into the groove. I think the worst part about 1 and 5 are the guns are era specific, so they kind of suck.
Welcome to the realism.
Right, like, and that's where Battlefield is key. Is it's real as it can be and still be fun.
You're not gonna put scopes and laser sights on these rifles.
You can get a scope because you can get a sniper rifle,
but you can't get like massive. Like, I can see across the field scopes, and it's got laser dots.
No, there's no laser dots and none of that kind of stuff. And your rifle, once you shoot it, you're now like you get one shot, so you better make it count.
I really wonder why Battlefield 5 didn't take off. I think
they just like I didn't even really know it was coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I think they just assumed like it's Battlefield.
And I think that it had very few modes too when it first came out.
Yes, now it's loaded. Now the cool thing is you go into any of the Battlefield games, there's a Battlefield menu now. When you click it, it goes to this, like, it opens up a side slot that's like Battlefield 1, 4, 5. So you can switch games while you're in one of the other games, and it'll tell you in like the main menu, like, this is going on in Battlefield 4, you should go play it.
Are you talking about like when you're opening it up in like Origin or something like that?
Nope, legitimately on my PlayStation 4.
Huh.
You can click a button and it opens up a side menu.
Huh. Weird.
Now, again, you click on it and it goes like, hey, you have Battlefield 4, like, install, or are you sure you want to, like, quit Battlefield 5 and launch, like, 4? Like, it doesn't automatically just...
Oh, it's not just...
Swap multiplayer menus.
It's not some, like, Stadia thing?
No. Like, that would be... Like, when I open it, I'm like, this is incredible. Like, I can switch to Battlefield 4 multiplayer, like, on the fly. No. It is a very slow process of, like,
literally
it opens Battlefield 4.
It closes 5, opens 4.
Opens 4. But at least it tries to, like...
They thought... The thought process is
and it's like, oh, this is going on in 4 right now. You should totally go play 4. You can also hit a button. It'll tell you, like, your friend is playing 4. You should go play 4. I got Battlefield 4 just because Brian was talking when we were playing Modern Warfare. I'm like, you should, like, if you end up getting one of the Battlefields, because Chris has 1.
I have 4. I'm pretty sure I have 4.
Well, if you have 4, Brian and I both have 4.
I'm pretty
I think you do have 4, because I played one of the missions and your high score showed up.
Yeah.
So you have 4.
I have 4 somewhere. I think I have 4 the backwards way. Because back when the PS3 and PS4 were coming out, I bought Battlefield 4 on the PS3.
Yep.
But they had the thing where if you put the PS3 disc into the PS4, you could give them like $5, and then you had the PS4 version. So that's what I have, I think.
Well, the cool thing now with 4, like, when it goes on sale, it goes on sale really cheap, and it comes with all the DLC.
I might have to rebuy it.
And that's... Brian's like, well, my friend told me to buy 4 because he really likes 4. And I'm like, 4 was a solid game.
Yeah, 4 was great.
I really enjoyed 4.
I hated the single-player stuff because I think I got to a point where I just couldn't get past
me too.
Whatever. But it's a good game.
64-player maps.
Yes. I remember when they
32 on 32.
I remember when they started advertising that game, and it's like you can fight your way up this tower.
Yeah.
You can shoot on this tower. And then part of the story part of the mission or the map was that the tower was going to collapse.
Yeah.
And if you were on it, you're
screwed.
Dead.
Yeah.
You screwed.
I remember that map. I love that map.
And I was literally like, I remember an instance I was playing with some friends, and we were like, "Where's everyone going?" And all of a sudden, the ground started shaking. We're like, "Oh, that's where we got to get off this."
And jumping.
We got to get off this. Hold
on. No, I love Battle. So I played some Battlefield 4. My big thing was when I bought it, it was you buy like Battlefield 4 really only comes in the 1 edition now with all the DLCs.
Oh, gold or whatever.
Whatever it is. But you have to now, like, I didn't know I had to install all the DLCs separately. I thought it would just, like, do the big sweeping, I'll install everything.
No.
So I went to play it, and it's like, you want to play, like, the big maps with 64 people? You have to have all the DLC. And I'm like, I'm 99% sure I bought all the DLC. So you click a button, and it takes you to, like, the in-game store.
And it says you've purchased it.
And it's like, purchased. Download? Or no, it says free, because I've bought them all. So now it's just like, purchase them? And I'm like...
This would be easier if you just did it on your phone and just hit the download button.
Well, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, I installed them all and played some Battlefield 4 and got my butt whooped.
I'm glad that there are still people playing that game.
Lots of people.
Like, it's a launch PS4 game.
So the cool piece too, like, and I think it helps with having that menu of 1, 4, and 5 is they are still doing like different XP events in specific games. So it's like, oh, you want to game more stuff? Play this, play that, play this, play that, play that. A lot of the games though now, like even Battlefield 4, it's very like open these chests to get like equipment for your guns. And it's like, no, like so I'm playing as a very basic assault guy because I just have no gumption to equip all of these things to all of my weapons. Because like the menu is just so daunting.
I think it might be better on like a PC.
Maybe, I don't know. And the nice part about Firestorm on 5 is it's like you've built your loadouts. They mean absolutely nothing. Because
yeah, you have to pick stuff up.
You have to pick stuff up. You start with a knife.
Oh, just like real life.
You run around with a knife. I find that one a little bit weird. Where if you're supposed to be a paratrooper jumping in, you think they'd start you off with like at least a pistol. Like, make yourself a little bit different from all the other Battle Royale games. Give me a gun. Like, it's World War II. Give me a really bad,
musket.
Well, not a musket, but, like, give me a really bad rifle that does...
Pistol. Give you...
Or a pistol. Like, they do have the little, like, bolt action, like... This is as automatic as they get back then, and, like, the recoil's all over the place, and... But the maps are gorgeous in 5. Everything's gorgeous in 5. I've not killed anybody yet. I finally started killing people in 4. Because, again, it's a very different game. Modern Warfare, once you get into it, is just like, aim for this. Shoot, kill, shoot, kill, shoot, kill,
right,
shoot,
exactly.
kill.
Especially when you're just going to the shoulder aim, because it automatically snaps to the target.
Right. Done. Or Battlefield is very much the, like, okay, find person. Oh, no, I'm dead because it took me forever to find the person.
Right.
So, yeah, either way, play any of the Battlefield games. They're fun. But Firestorm, very cool because it's actually a burning fire that is slowly encroaching in on. Like, they haven't made it like some mystical, magical shield. It's legitimately like a forest fire is slowly engulfing this ring.
Funny. That's funny.
There's also objectives you can claim.
Huh.
I don't know what they do because I've yet to
Probably better loot.
claim. I think so. But
Probably
I've yet to
guns.
claim one.
Get a helmet.
Yeah. A car dropped. Like a World War II era, not like army vehicle, but like a Rolls Royce fell into the battlefield, and I'm like...
Just like real life.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go check it out. And I knew, like, as I went to check it out, that I was probably gonna start getting shot at. And I did get shot at, and then I died. So I didn't actually get to see what the car did. I'm like, damn it. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
On the Switch, this is the first time I've bought 7. So I have 8 on my computer, I have 9 on my computer. And I've always been like, I don't need 7 because everybody's like 7's the best, and I'm like, screw 7.
It's really not the best. It's good.
Here's the thing about 7. It was the first 3D one.
Yes.
Which big thing.
Very big. Then. And it was the first time it hit the PlayStation.
And first PlayStation one.
First PlayStation exclusive too.
Yes.
No longer SNES because Nintendo and Square at the time were having a hissy fit.
Yeah. So yeah, I've started playing it on my Switch.
How far have you gotten it? Where?
I've met Eris, and so we have re-met with Tifa.
Okay.
That's weird.
I feel.
How weird.
Are you
weird
the nightclub yet? You're not doing the nightclub stuff yet?
I have no, I haven't. Well, we were in that guy's mansion where he like picks one of us. Like
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Where did you end up going?
What?
Did you like who? Because so that sequence pans.
Is it random?
No. It pans out differently depending on the items that you get to build Cloud.
Ah.
So you can either, if you choose really, really poorly, you get sent to the sex dungeon.
No, Eris ended up down there. I got sent to like the group of dudes who tried to like.
Right.
Yeah.
So the other one is you actually go to the Dawn himself.
That's not okay.
That's the one where you get like all the nice stuff to pretty Cloud up. You can do that.
Oh, good.
So there's 3 options for that sequence.
That's he picked Tifa, or is it Tifa?
No, yeah. Well, Tifa will go to the sex dungeon.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of you girls, right?
Yeah, there's 3
girls.
No, there's one that gets sent to like the group of dudes in like the waiting room, and then there's the dungeon, and then there's the Dawn.
Yeah.
So I got sent to the waiting room where the guys were all like really rapey about it.
Yes, back in 1997.
I was really glad I equipped Lightning All as my materia because that fight took 2 seconds because I
miss the materia system.
It's an interesting system.
It's so clever and so simple and just
I have
works.
to hand it to Square back then because I still remember. I know people hated 8 for like the drawing of magic.
It was garbage.
But the system to it, I thought was like because you could then equip
Correct. You equip the material, or not material, the magic to your equipment.
Stats and equipment.
Which, yes, on paper it's a great idea, but then you realize, I want to use Ultima. Oh, no, it's on your weapon.
Right.
But I want Ultima.
Yeah.
So that's I want Ultima.
Well, but then that was now
I have to pay. Now I have to pay the spring to give me more Ultima.
Yes.
No, no.
So that was my thing. Like again, cool system. Cool cool system. I've never played 9, so I don't know what.
I think it's very traditional. It's very traditional.
They just went back to like basics.
You just learned it. Yeah, you just learned the.
So that was my thing. Like I really enjoyed.
Yeah, 7 was. It's very cool.
I enjoyed where that was like those were the things that Square was like, we'll experiment with magic.
Well, I think
what magic does.
Well, and I think
that and everything.
What was I think why people were so critical of 8 was that they took the system from 7.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But you can't use the magic spell.
Right.
It doesn't make sense because you still put the material on your weapon in 7.
Yeah.
And it, you have advantage, like it buffs your attack or speed or whatever, but you still got to use this material. So it's like, why did they go backwards? It's just. I'm
trying to think now. Because I really I enjoyed 8, but I'm trying to think of if you could use the magic and then it took off this, like obviously your stats would start dipping.
I feel like that might have been it too.
That might have been it.
But then.
And then you just spent 8 billion hours absorbing magic. Like you'd go back to starting areas and just be like fire.
Which felt a little grindy.
Very grindy.
But 7, I love the material system.
And the cool part about these remake or these re-releases that they're doing is there's like the cheat systems.
Oh yeah, you can speed it up, can't you?
You can
make so that you don't have random encounters.
There's no random encounters if you don't want them. You can start the like you can actually cheat the entire game by having your limit maxed out every battle at the beginning of every fight.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, legitimately, if you just want to play for the story, like, you get to the point in Final Fantasy where you're like, grinding is the devil.
It's like, everyone has played it. Well, most everyone has played
it.
Most everyone has played Final Fantasy 7 to death. I think I finished it, like, 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Like, I don't know that I could endure that again.
So that's the piece, is, like, you can essentially just cheat the entire game.
Do you want to just always limit breaks? Those limit breaks were badass. Do you remember it? You remember it? Yeah. All the time. Limit break all the time.
The backgrounds are gorgeous. Like those hand-drawn. Square did such a good job of those back in the day.
They
the
played.
Cinematics honestly are pretty good for their time.
Even the overworld was well done for the time as well.
Like that's.
I know you haven't gotten to the scene yet, but like when you get to the golden saucer, when you get to.
I remember seeing it all.
Like the weapons on the battlefield.
I watched people play it.
The weapons were really, really cool too. Yeah. Like seeing them on the battlefield, it's like, oh, what's that little red dot in the sand? Hit it. Oh, it's the Omega weapon. I'm not ready for this.
I'm not prepared. My body's not ready. Yeah, like it's a gorgeous game. Legitimately, I was talking to you before the show, but if they want to, I don't know why the remaster is taking so long.
Yes.
Because the backgrounds are so gorgeous. No one's gonna mind if they keep those.
Legitimately, I think,
and update sprites.
I think that I've given it some thought, and I think the reason why that 7 remake is taking so long is because Tetsuya was working on Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And now he's a little bit free.
A little bit
free.
Until he's like,
Kingdom
you know
Hearts
what?
4.
I want to make 4. I'm in a groove. I'm just gonna
just do 4.
Just gonna hit into 4.
And you know what? I wouldn't be offended either because
no,
that would be good too. But I think he's been busy on that. So I think now probably this E3 and TGS we'll see a little bit more Final Fantasy 7 remake.
But at this point, like with all the direction they want to take with it, I'm scared.
Yeah, like, ooh, it's going to be 3 different developers. Oh, it's also going to be 3 different episodes.
Because, like, I started 7 and the music, like, the menu music was playing, which is, like, all the Final Fantasies before it, where it was, like, ding. Like, it's that one tune, and I'm like...
Everyone knows it. It's
and then you
calming.
hit start, and it's like... Blink, and I'm like...
It gets those endorphins flowing just the right amount of endorphins. And it's just like, oh, comforting. Because it's like comfort food for video games.
They've all done it. Like, 8 did it. They all did it. Yep. And again, I really liked 8 because 8 was the first 3D one I played, so I know that it had its issues. All of them have had issues.
They all have issues. Yeah.
But it still had the same music. It's the
comfort
sound effect.
It's that comfort food for video games.
Well, because you're playing a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I think I think you get a little bit of that with Final Fantasy 15 too. Like when you boot it up, you still get that.
That'd be good.
You have the victory.
Get that nostalgia factor.
The victory factor. Yeah, that's all there. Even though if it's not used in the same way, it's still there. They know.
They know to hit that, and they knew to hit that. It's like, this is Final Fantasy. You're going to get the same music. You're going to get the same this. You know what to expect.
And that's kind of what I was thinking, like, earlier. Like, I was asking you guys if you were interested in playing, like, 14.
14.
I'm like, I kind of want to do it, but I don't really want to do it. I know it's a great game, but I don't.
Is the card game system from 8 in? Because that was Gwent before Gwent was.
I know it was in 11, Final Fantasy 11.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the card game. They had a side card game in Final Fantasy 11 online.
I was thinking about it because I'm like, what's the side thing in this? Chocobo breeding, I remember from 7 because my friend was like obsessed with Chocobo breeding.
If you got into Chocobo breeding hardcore, you really wanted that gold Chocobo.
Yeah, I know.
And it was a pain in the butt because it was all RNG back then.
I know.
You did not know what Chocobo you're gonna get. Like I think you needed the black one, and I think you needed
the black one.
And then I don't remember which other one you needed, but that other one was the random one, maybe. I think I don't remember.
I still remember GameFAQs, or no, Happy Puppy was the website people went to before GameFAQs was even a thing. Mm-hmm. And so my friend was like on his PlayStation and then running to his computer, hitting the thing to like happypuppy.com to look up
how to get a gold Chocobo.
How to get a gold Chocobo.
And
then you print off the sheets.
And then back then, it was one of those things where it's like, is this real?
Correct.
I don't know.
I don't know. Can I get behind the SSN and push a truck to get Mew?
Yes, yes.
Because that's what the internet was full of back then.
How to Street Fighter 2 rumors were bad back then too.
Well, because again, like, and that's the thing is now you can edit a video to have things happen, but legitimately you can now watch a live stream of someone like, okay, I'm trying it for realsies.
I'm letting you know right now, you cannot push the truck in.
Let me try and push the truck. I've made it back here through whatever me pushing it. There is no pushing of this truck.
I'm trying to use cut on the wheels.
Yeah,
and
nothing is happening.
Not happening.
The internet is we can self-monitor a lot of those things nowadays. But back then it was like...
Yeah, especially with Final Fantasy. There were so many things for Final Fantasy 7.
There was so much for a lot of those games.
And like you can... Did you know you can revive Aeris?
What?
Yeah, if you...
So here's my thing, because I know how Final Fantasy 7 goes. Like, I know the story, because, again, it's been out for how many years?
It's not... They've...
Aeris dying is not like a thing to me, but I've never experienced the game to the point where I've known the characters.
Yeah,
I don't really like Aeris.
She's, I think the.
I don't know if I'm going into it going like, I know you're going to die, so I'm not getting attached. But like, you meet her and she's already like, if you'll be my bodyguard, I'll go on a date with you. And I'm like, but I already like Tifa. Like, I'm already attached to this one character.
I think I'm with you as well, but this was before I knew the whole Aeris thing. Like, I think you just picked a side.
You did. So
I think you just
that was my question. Was like, did people pick sides? Because my side is definitely
I think the way that they wrote, because deep spoilers for Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they do kill her off.
Right.
There's this it's not just like they rolled. It's not square roll of dice. It's like, who do we kill off? Rolls of dice. I guess it's gonna be Aeris for the next ever.
Yeah.
Not Tifa.
But yeah, I found myself very attached to Tifa right off the bat.
Tifa was a little bit better.
And then I met Aeris, and she was very pushy about things already. Like, they try and sucker you into this whole, like, you should be attached to this chick because she's strong and she's somewhat independent, but she also
I think that's a different time period.
Very different time period of, like, I need a big, strong man to save me. And Tifa's all like, you'll come back and save me one day. And I'm like, really? Like, can we... Wow.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
No.
Even watching old games, like I've been watching some the Game Grumps play Secret of Mana, same shtick where it's like, you're gonna take me to where I need to go because I'm a girl, and it's just like, oh square. That was
times were
woof,
very different.
Woof.
Back then it was very accepted. Now it's
even thinking back to Final Fantasy VIII, your job was to protect Renoa. Like you got hired to protect her.
Even Final Fantasy X, which that's the remake that I think I'm gonna.
Oh, and that's the coolest part about all these coming out on Switch is like, which one you gonna spend money on? And I'm like, 8.
Can I get 10 but delete 10 too?
No, you gotta buy both.
Shit.
I think the coolest factor of them selling them all is 7 is actually cheaper than 9, and 9's gonna be cheaper than 10.
Yeah,
10
will be a full. 10's gonna be like a full $40.
They're releasing them at price points based on, like, how much work I actually had.
And I think the thing is they can sell 10 because it's like you get 10 and
10 too. That's how they sold me like Pocahontas 2, and like I bought them. Like, you want Pocahontas, and it's like, yeah, and they're like, you get Pocahontas 2, and I'm like,
can I not?
Can I not? Is that an option?
I'll pay the same price.
I will legitimately pay the exact same price.
I'll pay more to take it out. I'll pay more for you to take it out, please.
Frisbee! Like those old AOL discs.
Yeah.
Last game I played this week, Yoshi came out yesterday.
Cool.
Yoshi's Crafted World. I played the first couple levels because I'm waiting for my wife to play with me.
That looks cool.
It's very much like Yoshi's Woolly World.
Because Yoshi's Woolly World was a spiritual successor
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Epic Yarn. Well, I was going to say Yoshi's Story from N64.
Yes, this one is much more the spiritual successor of you now pick a Yoshi. Which Yoshi do you want to play as? And they're all like surrounding this thing.
I don't know which. I loved all of them.
Green.
I love them all.
Now again, this is where like internet rumors. I'm waiting like how to unlock white and black Yoshi.
Are they not there?
They're not in the starting screen.
Oh, there. That's it. What if they sold amiibos?
Also,
that were blind box amiibos.
Oh god.
And they were like the yarn Yoshis, but you
buy them all.
Yeah, but you didn't know. You would never know.
I don't care. I'd buy them all. And then just hand them out. Those would be Christmas gifts for the next like 8 years.
Just to get the black and white Yoshi.
Yeah. The amiibo support in this game is because you can put costumes on.
Let me guess, no Pokemon.
No. It's all Mario characters. So Mario, Bowser, Peach. I think Donkey Kong they fit in. Because he's weird. He is a Mario character. Yes. Him and Mario. Donkey Kong, the original.
Yeah.
They are all characters. If you scan like a Pokemon amiibo in, you unlock the amiibo box.
What does the amiibo box?
It's legitimately like, so you know how like it's got a back cover that says amiibo, and then it's got like a little cardboard piece that comes out in front that he holds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
So that's all the costumes are essentially like he has to hold them up because they're just cardboard pieces of costume.
That's cute.
It is super bloody cute. Like there's one that's like an orange box, so someone like cut apart an orange milk carton essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Like they used to come. I'm not sure if you can still get them that way. Like it looks like a milk carton, but it's orange juice. And like they've cut it all up so that it would fit Yoshi. So there's like tape along the one edge where they've had to cut it back, and then he puts the top on like a hat, and he carries the rest of it.
Oh, that's super.
And
cute.
it provides armor, so you can actually get hit, and then it breaks.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you get it back. I'm like at that point where I'm like, I've unlocked costumes, and I don't want to lose them. Like, if I get hit enough in the game, will I lose the costume and have to, like, re-get it?
Rescan it.
Well, so the amiibo ones, I think, are a little less that way. And the rarer they are, the more armor they provide.
Like, you're talking about, like, the amiibos.
There's other costumes in the game.
I was just going to say, like, do they quantify the rarity of amiibos now?
There is... No. Amiibos in the game, if you unlock an amiibo costume, are, like, ultra... Like, they're rainbow-colored or something, meaning they came from an amiibo.
Okay, so they get...
The ones in the game are, like, rare... Or normal, rare, and, like, epic or something like that. Whatever it happens to be, but they all provide different forms of armor, and I'm like, I don't want to lose this. Like, one of them's a car built out of cardboard, so you can see the corrugated like insides of the cardboard, and someone's drawn a car on it.
Man, they really love the Labo stuff in this
game.
Oh
yeah, like I'm waiting because obviously like there's gonna be a Labo something or other in it. But like I'm carrying this car around, and I'm like,
You get the Labo mech suit. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool. But yeah, so it's cute. It's way more Yoshi's Story than the last game was.
I loved
this one. Has like, oh, which path do you want to take, up or down? So like you have to all of the maps actually have like these branching.
That's so cool.
Paths to take. Comic and Baby Bowser are the bad guys again, but all of them are made out of like that felt look.
That's cool.
Everything looks absolutely gorgeous. But yes, it's definitely a Yoshi's Story game. Not a lot of challenge. I think the coolest upgrade is the egg throwing is no longer based on a...
But I was okay with that, though. What is it now?
Now it's wherever you want to aim it. So you have control over where the egg goes, but it also works within 3D space. So you can hit stuff in the background and foreground of the levels.
Okay,
so, like, you'll see... like a house in the background, and you can aim an egg at it and throw it, and it'll knock the cardboard house away and either give you coins or like reveal a flower or a secret or red coins or like that kind of stuff. Or you'll see like Shy Guys walking in front of the screen with coins, and you can aim eggs at them and whip them at the screen.
So how does it work in 3D space? Do you just...
you would do it as you normally would, like left,
Yeah.
right, and this way. But as soon as you target something,
Oh, it automatically locks
Yeah.
on. Okay, all right. So
yeah, it's
you're
like
not-
you can totally hit.
You're not
this.
like pointing.
No, there's no pointing,
Okay.
and no.
That would be cool.
And the other nice point is like, yeah, because I've always set it to hasty, so I could already determine which angle I was throwing it at in the old game. Now it's just like there's a piranha plant in front of you, so I can hold this, hold that, and it's already aiming that direction instead of like starting up here and moving down here. I
Okay.
can also throw behind me and turn around. Like you don't have to cancel the throw, turn around, and like Yoshi now knows how to turn around and throw. He's learned.
How long has it taken?
So yeah, swimming, jumping, floating, like the flutter jump, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they're going into the crafted stuff where cardboard can be thrown and busted apart and all of that jazz.
It does look. That sounds
Things
super
can be
cute.
built and all of that jazz. It's super cute and it's fun to play. I rewatched Mary Poppins. I've already talked about that movie enough, so I will skip over that. You should totally watch Mary Poppins Returns, everybody.
It's on my list.
And my wife and I have been watching MasterChef Junior with the Gordon Ramsay, teaching kids how to cook.
Good.
Not teaching, but like
cool.
hosting a competition.
That's so cool. I love that he does that.
Well, and again, if you watch Gordon Ramsay, he's
got two personalities.
He's got his Hell's Kitchen personality where he swears at everything.
And it's angry at everything.
Yes, like nothing can please him. And then there's this show where there's like an 8-year-old
And he's just the most
that
supportive
serves him fish, and you're like,
He's gonna rip the kid apart.
and he eats it and he goes, "This is restaurant quality, da 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 da. Like your plating is fantastic. This is that." And he's like, "If I had one thing, I would say do this instead of that." And you're like,
This kid got unscathed.
Like-
he went to the dragon and came back alive.
yeah. Wow. Even if they don't do something well, he doesn't rip them apart like in the actual competition piece of it, like where they're cooking to survive. He, like this one girl tried to make macarons, like the little French cookie sandwich
Yes.
things. Not a macaroon, but a macaron. And her dough didn't come out right. So like he opened it up and he goes like, "What's wrong with this?" And she goes, "There's nothing on the inside." Like they were legit hollow pieces of,
Dough. Sure.
well, it's egg goop pretty much at that point.
Oh.
So he's like, "So what's this gonna taste like?" Like he's legitimately trying to sit there going like,
He's
"You
trying
know
to get
you
them
have you have screwed up royally. What's wrong with this?" And it's like, "Well, my dough didn't set up properly, or my thing didn't set up." And he goes, "So why am I getting it?" "Well, I was out of time." And he goes, "Were you?" Like
Yeah. He's trying to get them to learn.
he's trying to get them to learn in a very supportive fashion of like, "You should not have given me this.
You should have taken the time.
You should have either remade it or you should have taken all the other ingredients you had and come up with something else. Like, if you go home today, this is now on you." So still hard,
Still terse.
because you have to be. But
Especially in a cooking call.
but he's not sitting there going, "What the F is wrong with," and like throwing it in their face. The only time he gets like that on this show is when they have to cook for people. So he took them to like a circus, and they had to cook 50 plates or 51 plates for all these performers, clowns and acrobats and all of that stuff. And like they brought raw fish up to serve because they were like in too much of a hurry and people weren't doing their jobs properly, and he like whipped it at a trash can and was like, "How can we serve this to people?" And the kids are all like,
Oh.
and I'm like, there's a little bit
There's
more.
the fear.
Well, because
That's true.
now he's serving people. It's not just him, and it's not just the other
It's a
judges.
reputation thing.
Now there's like, I've told these 50 people I have really good people cooking for me, and you're letting me down now because you should be able to do this.
Right.
And it's just like,
That's really cool though. So
there was an 8-year-old, because one side had to cook fish, the other side had to cook steak.
it's very polarizing.
Well, so legit, the team leader has to put everybody where they should be put. And again, they're kids, so they're 8 to 13, I think. And it's one of those pieces where like the one girl who was in charge, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna put," she has a little book, and she's like, "Okay, Bob, you're gonna be in charge of this." And then Bob's like, "I really don't want to do that." And she's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And it's like, "I'd rather be doing this." And she's like, "Okay, Bob, you can do that." And then she goes, "Susie, you're gonna be doing this." And Susie's like, "You know what? I don't want to do that." And I'm sitting there going, it's funny with kids because legitimately, if I were on that team, I'd be like, "Listen, you should not put me on asparagus because I know nothing about asparagus." Like that would be my reasoning.
Not just like
I don't want to. It's we're going to do horribly if I am at that station. Like, I can totally run back and help people out if need be,
But
that's not a good station for me. She was just kind of being like, I'll put people where they want to be put, because if they're happy, they're going to do their job.
Right, but then, you can't please everyone like that.
It worked out mostly in her favor.
If everyone wants to work on fries...
Yeah. What ended up
You're gonna
happening,
have
though,
nothing.
was one 8-year-old who's got, like, the southern drawl, and, like, he hunts and fishes, and, like, all, like, he's got the camo stuff on all that. Like, this is him. And he is cute as a button, because he's, like, this little southern kid who's just, you know, the southern charm of, like, I like to, you know, fish and hunt and barbecue with my dad, and, like, that's what we do on the weekends is, you know, we, like, barbecue. He barbecued 51 steaks all by himself.
Wow.
At 8.
Huh.
And at one point, he's like, someone get me a bottle of water. Because he's over, like, flame. Just, like, flipping these things to perfection. And it's just like...
What am I doing in my life?
And the other team is just like, how many of us does it take to cook fish? There's, like, 5 of them at one station, and it's still coming out raw. And I'm like... There's one kid just like, this is what it's my thing. Someone get me water. And they're like, why? And he's like, I'm gonna pass out. Like, it's hot.
They have to get a short grill for him. The flame's closer to his face.
Either way, it's really, and I like seeing Gordon Ramsay like that because he has fun. Like, they pour goop all over them and they do stupid stuff and like they get to have fun with it.
You can see that he has a good time with it.
He does. He's actually a regular dude. He's not just
some rage. He's not a rage man.
Yeah.
He's not a rage monster.
Rage-induced terror. Either way.
That's still fun to watch.
Still fun to watch. Just like you expect when you watch the kids show, like, oh my god, they're gonna cry.
He's gonna rip them up.
Yeah, they don't cry, or he goes up and...
Or if they do cry, he comforts them.
He actually tries to, like, what's wrong? And they're like, this isn't. And he's like, I don't care. Like, you have something to get done. How are you gonna get it done? Well, this just isn't. It's not sweet enough. Add sugar. Like, what's your problem? Get on it.
Like, well, next problem.
Yeah. Oh. Because he realizes an 8-year-old might not be able to think that process through that quick, where it's like, this isn't turning out and I don't know what's wrong with it. And it's like add sugar.
Cook it a little longer.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever happens to be. Like,
I can see that.
Yeah. So the judges are all really cool with the kids because, like, one kid's making a tart and they're like, make sure you cook it for the right amount of time. Because if that tart comes out raw, like, we're going to be mad. Make sure it's, like, golden brown.
Watch your instructions.
Yeah. Like, how should this be cooked? And that's where you really panic. Like, a kid brings up a pork chop and he's like... And he and some of them have to walk a really long ways carrying stuff, and you're just like, that would have been on the ground by now. Like, I would have tripped. I would have been like, eh. This one girl brings up a pork chop, and he's like, so how do you know it's cooked all the way through? And she's like, well, it's supposed to go to a temperature between this and this. And she's like, I put it, like, I put a thermometer into it, like, I probed it. And he's like, well... And he does, like, they pull the whole reality show thing, and he's like, you know, I have to tell you, this pork chop is, like, cooked perfectly. And you're just like, oh, thank Christ. Like, either way, good show. That's what I've been up to.
Cool. I watched most of the Fantastic Beasts movie.
Most of it. The new one?
The Grimswald.
Grindelwald's Crimes?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Positives.
Oh, no.
Positives of the movie. Johnny Depp, perfect. This is
good.
He is good. He is really good in this movie.
Good.
He does not pull out any of the, like, drunken pirate stuff or any like, over-exaggerated stuff. He is a normal actor in this movie. And he pulls that character role off so well.
Almost like Johnny Depp can act.
It's almost like he can act.
Yeah.
I love the makeup on him.
Nice.
All of the costuming pieces for all the characters are really, really good. Story isn't there. I feel like a lot of the middle, there was no climax.
Johnny Depp is a charm. Johnny Depp.
He is a charm.
He is
a wonderful man.
I have loved Johnny Depp's work even through most of the Pirates of, like, even the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, because I like Jack Sparrow.
I liked him in Fear and Loathing.
Oh my god.
Great freaking movie. Like, it's just a good role for him.
Dead Man was good. All of his movies were good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he hit Jack Sparrow.
And then just stuck.
And then him and Tim Burton kept working together, and he was just like, I will keep doing the same thing.
Yeah,
and Tim Burton didn't want to break him of it.
I can be an eccentric candy man. Sure. No. don't even like that movie. No.
As a person who's read the books,
It's
his portrayal was actually closer to the books than the other one, so I'll give them that.
It just
But
no.
it was just Johnny Depp playing the same stuff over and over, and that's where Tim Burton, I think, ruined him a little. Was it's just like, do your thing, Johnny. Like, I'll trust you.
Whatever.
And it's like, no.
Give him direction.
Tell him what to do.
And they clearly know it, or they got him to do a good role in this movie.
Good.
Like he was amazing.
Now the next step is obviously getting J.K. Rowling to write,
stop things.
To write like.
Okay, so the problem with this film is that there seems to be no build up.
Oh.
There seems to be no build up towards the climax.
All right.
There seems to be no reason why, like as a reader
Yep.
of the books, we know why Dumbledore can't go after Grindelwald.
Okay.
Because they love each other, or at least Dumbledore does.
Sure.
That's why he can't do it. It's never really made quite clear why. Like, sure, that's the reason, but you know that guy's a bad dude. Go after him yourself. Don't be sending Scamander out to do your dirty work for you. It just seems so. And on top of that, Scamander he has no real role in this movie. They could have replaced him with literally anyone.
And I think
And anyone could have filled that role perfectly fine.
I think that's where online someone had said,
Like this,
if they would have said Wizarding World, The Crimes of Grindelwald,
right?
like start branding them all as just Wizarding World.
And yeah, right. And they are in a rut right now because they have cemented themselves into this Fantastic Beasts title.
Yes.
And it's like,
Which means Newt has to be in
all of them.
All of them.
Which he was really fun in the first movie.
Great.
He was excellent in the first movie.
Because that was a solid film.
It was really fun too.
Yep.
This movie, really freaking dark for a Harry Potter movie.
Which is okay.
The problem with that is that the Harry Potter ones, they started off light, they started off funny, and then they worked towards that dark.
Yep.
This just throws the viewer right into
book 2 of 7.
Yeah, it feels like it's just like this is the world now. It's dark, it's gritty. Like you have to go solve this crime. You have to find
which again,
Urzumila's character. I can't remember what his character's name is. They got to find him, and why does that happen? They try to shoehorn in some Harry Potter stuff from the first movie.
Oh yeah,
and from the first book into this one. Again, if you had not read the books, or even or even if you read the books but didn't really read all the way through, or like didn't really grab all the Easter eggs, there are characters in this movie that reference very small pieces in that book that become huge characters in this movie that are very crucial. And it's like, if I was not a avid Harry Potter fan, I would have been like, why is this guy important?
Right.
I had to get my fiance to explain that to me. Like, so that guy is from this first movie. So what makes him important? And she's like, yes.
See, and that's where I think Wizarding World movies would have helped, because you could have done Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
And there's totally like reason for these Fantastic Beasts movies to go into that dark direction, but it's just, it doesn't feel magical anymore.
Yeah.
It just feels like a world with like light magic touches, whereas the Harry Potter films and even the first Fantastic Beasts was, yes, this is a very magical movie. There's tons of beasts everywhere. This one doesn't feel like there's any beasts in it other than the part where Scamander's like, oh, I've got all these beasts in my little like zoo area thing here. I'm taking care of them all. That's crazy. That's
I have a bag or a briefcase that takes care of,
right, like that's other than that, if you took that out, which is arguably a very small part of his character, the movie would have fallen apart.
I feel like they kind of they stuck to the Fantastic Beasts title, and it's like, we've written this movie, now we have to shoehorn Newt
into it somehow,
into this
and then now
storyline.
How many more movies do we have of this? Yes.
Because again, like if you would have done a Wizarding World movie, you could have done Wizarding World Dumbledore, like legit.
I would have rather watch a movie with Jude Law as Dumbledore, not just having Jude Law Dumbledore in there. Like, I think he was maybe in there for
but then explain
of the film.
His relationship with Grindelwald throughout a movie.
Yes, have that when you put the word Grindelwald in a title of the movie.
It should basically be about that character.
About his relation with Dumbledore, because avid fans of Harry Potter know that relationship. They know who Grindelwald is. He's kind of like the first dark wizard kind of thing. Like, have him and his relationship with Dumbledore.
Sure.
Why is Newt in this all?
That because
it's
it
so
has
weird.
the Fantastic Beasts head title.
Like, it's so polarizing. Like, there is a movie in here, but it's just executed very, very poorly. It feels like there's no climax.
Yeah.
Like, there's a final scene, obviously, but there's no, like...
denouement, no...
There's no reason for the characters to go through that final encounter.
Oh.
It's just like it's going through the motions of, like, this is a film. It's like it's almost... I was watching a video, or at least I think my fiancé was watching a video explaining why this was such a mediocre movie.
Yeah. And
it felt like there was only one act and the climax.
Wow.
Like, there seemed to be no middle portion. And I totally agree with that. Like, it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. And then the climax just happens.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain without watching it. It's just...
No, I get
it. There's no stakes.
But I think...
It almost felt like there was no stakes.
I think that's having... Like, they like touting this as, like, Rowling's writing all of these. Like, J.K. Rowling's writing all of this stuff.
And I think she is.
She is. She's writing all the screenplays, but maybe that's where...
There's no editor.
Right. Like,
there's no copy editor.
Like, maybe she should write the basic idea for it and let someone else take.
Right. Give me the points of the world that I need to follow. Okay, we're in France now, so this is the stuff that happens in France in the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
This is what happens in New York in the Wizarding World.
Yeah. Or legitimately...
I'll write my story based off of your rules.
J.K. Rowling, write the book. Because that's, again, the original Harry Potter movies had not... Like, she didn't write the scripts. She wrote the books. Someone else took those books, wrote the scripts.
Scriptified it.
Yes.
And made into a good film.
Right. Because that's their job. She's not a screenplay person.
She's a book writer.
She's a book writer. She's a novelist, which is amazing.
That's not wrong.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that, other than if a novelist tries to write a screenplay... And this is what ends up happening is, I want all of these things to happen. Because, again, novels can fit in different little details and all of that stuff that you're going to catch. Mm-hmm. Movies can't. That's why it's always been that, like, which is better, the book or the movie?
Well, this has no argument. It's literally, it's got one medium.
Right. So this is that piece where it's like, but if you're going to try writing a book as a movie.
And there is... there's a reason why the first one worked so well was because it was based off of the fiction textbook.
Yes.
From the Harry Potter films.
Yeah.
And that worked.
Well, because Newt was a character that we didn't know that much about.
And the first movie built on this character. It showed him why he made this textbook. It showed his character.
Yep.
And that was great.
This is the guy that wrote the book. Done. And that's why I think Wizarding World would have been perfect. You can take all the textbooks.
The Wizarding World, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Right.
Would have been a better subtitle.
That way it's a Johnny Depp flick, and you can... Newt's gone.
It's a Johnny Depp flick and a Jude Law film.
Sure.
Because you can have both those characters.
Yep.
Both great actors.
Right.
Like, doing their thing. When they were on screen, I had no issues with them.
Yeah.
But, like, just throwing in Newt and then throwing all the side characters in from the first movie, giving them a reason to be in this movie. Like, it just... Like, it felt like there were too many coincidences, and it just felt too convenient to have these characters in such a grand storyline.
Yeah, like, if you're not going to... And especially when it's called The Crimes of Grindelwald, he should be, like...
Like, there's something...
The main player of the film.
And he is to some, aspect, but there were so many other things happening as well. It was just not well built.
Did they bring back the human that they, like, mind-wiped?
Yes.
See, no.
And the worst part is they, like... shoehorned in literally like a one line to bring him back in. Oh. And I'm like, you built that character up so much.
Because that was a tearjerker in the first one when he didn't remember anything. Right.
And then you just bring him back in the first act. Well, first couple scenes. And then he's just there again.
Everything.
Yeah, it's just like.
Because I loved that part of the first movie where all of a sudden he opens his bake shop and all of his little things are like... Obviously, like, the recess part of his memory is like, I remember all these creatures.
It was very humanizing.
So cute and so amazing and, so touching.
It was something that we, like, as an audience, it's, like, cool. Like, you gave him a good send-off.
And wizarding-wise, it's like, okay, we can't have friends that are... Muggles
or
this
whatever
doesn't work out
humans or whatever.
Them in the long run. Like, we can't have Muggle friends because this doesn't work.
Right, and then like
that was the message.
And then having them
sent.
almost open this movie, like having him come back.
Never mind.
It's like, hi, I'm here again.
And why do they need his help? Legit.
No.
Blundering moron.
Yeah.
Like, that was his character.
Yeah.
You do not need a blundering moron.
Right.
We're going after the sadistic killer who's a wizard. Let's bring a human.
Correct.
A muggle. Sorry. Like a regular...
No-Maj. They call them No-Maj.
No-Mages in these states.
Um,
Yeah, let's bring a No-Maj with us. That'll solve all of our problems.
yeah. There's a lot of inherent flaws to the film. There's good pieces to it. Like, the actors, I think, did the best they could.
Sure.
For the role. Like, obviously, Jude Law, Johnny Depp, and even Newt, for
Sure.
whatever reason. Like, he played his character as
Yeah.
if that character were in that situation. Like, that's what he would do. But it's like, oh, cool.
Newt shouldn't be in that situation.
No,
to begin
like,
with.
you have chosen the wrong protagonist for this film. Like, I would have been more okay if you had some sort of, like, if you were able to write, I don't know, Harry's dad in the film. It's not possible because he's not alive.
He's not alive. But
He's not alive in the time period. Like, some
bring in someone.
some
Who
character
cares?
from, yeah, like, because you've finished the thing with Newt.
Yeah.
In the first movie. Cool. Like,
You've also shown us that there are agencies to take care of
Right.
people who use magic the wrong way. Bring someone from there in. Make
Someone-
it a Men in Black movie, but
Chris Hemsworth. We'll bring Chris Hemsworth.
Sure.
Cast Chris Hemsworth into a freaking Harry Potter
movie.
film or Wizarding World movie or
because
whatever.
no one wants to see him like
I would 100%.
big muscles, just like
I want to see that so bad.
Pendo.
I want to see that so bad.
I know. he's got like the hammer, and then like the next thing you see, he's like, and he like the daintiest of
No.
spell castings.
It's him. It's him. He can't pick up the hammer.
But yeah, like that's the thing is they shoehorn them with.
It's a very disjointed film.
Yeah, because I think they shoehorned themselves into something that they couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
And then J.K. Rowling, she probably had an overall idea, and then it just didn't mesh the way she thought it would.
And I wonder if we're gonna see like the rest of these films now.
I don't know.
Now that they've said like,
Or maybe they rebrand.
I think they rebranded. Honestly, just drop. Not
Because everybody knows Wizarding World.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows we're in Wizarding World. Everyone knows Harry Potter. Everyone knows.
Because putting Harry Potter as the title doesn't work.
No, you can't do that.
But putting the Wizarding World, like, trademarked.
Everyone knows Wizarding World.
Anybody who wants to know it knows it.
So you put the Wizarding World
Yeah.
on front of it, and then you put your subtitle, and then you follow it with that Harry Potter jingle.
Sure.
Everyone knows that Harry Potter jingle. Yeah, you put that in front of it, and then that's your premise, or not premise, but like your presentation for the third film.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
do something else, because there's so many stories in Harry Potter's Wizarding World that they have touched on, or J.K. Rowling has written the lore for that they could pull from, and the Crimes of Grindelwald would have been cool if they executed it properly.
Yeah.
But,
You want an MCU Harry Potter, like, go for it. It's she's
tons-
built that universe.
Yeah.
It's done. It's like D&D. You can legit, like, the stories are there. The background is there.
Yeah, you just have to flesh it out some more.
Yeah, and that's the nice part about not knowing who Newt was we got the first movie, we're like, cool.
And that was the
this is the guy that wrote this
And that was exciting about like Grindelwald.
Yeah.
Because we had heard
there was
stories
this badass
from
wizard.
Yeah, this badass wizard that had a relationship with Dumbledore, and that was
it. And it was bad.
And that this movie was supposed to be a little bit more for that. And sure, it did it, but at what cost? Like,
because it put Newt in it.
No.
Newt's supposed to be about beasts, not
he's
fighting crime.
He was supposed to be the adventurer and logger of beasts.
Right. And again, that could make a wicked movie.
It did make a wicked movie.
But if you're going to do a second one, have him travel somewhere else in search of
another beast.
Yeah, fantastic beast. Like,
they did that in the first movie already.
I get it, but do it again. What's the problem? Like, now he's in the jungles of whatever and doing, like,
Sure. He's in Brazil. The Wizarding World in Brazil.
But that would be so cool.
But no. They wanted Crimes of Grindelwald.
But then do a Crimes of Grindelwald film.
They did. We watched that. It was
a film?
Yes, it was a film. Inversely, we watched Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh, yes.
I think it won like best animated film of that year.
Nice.
I think something like that. I think 2016. Really freaking beautiful movie.
Nice.
Like it's a paper crafted film.
I remember seeing. Yeah.
So the premise being that Kubo has lost his eye. His grandfather had apparently taken it, and his mom had basically not kidnapped him, but like saved him, brought him to this island, and he has this ability with his. I don't want to call it a banjo.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Whatever
Long-necked guitar thingy?
Yeah, long neck guitar thingy.
Yeah.
And so he has this ability to create origami and make them animate with his music. And so a big piece of his, not backstory, but his character is that he goes into town and he kind of makes these performances with these origami figures. And it's just a really pretty visual movie.
Sure.
The story was great. It's a good kids movie as well as an adults movie. Some of the characters you can see like where they are going to be. It's very like, oh, that character is going to be this. I can see that plot twist happening there. I can see the plot twist happening there. Like this is gonna. It's very cut and dry, but it's meant for, I think, for kids.
Yeah, this is by the same studio, I believe, that did Coraline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is. You could definitely see the DNA.
They are a good animation studio.
This movie was. I feel bad not watching this movie in theaters. I don't get that a lot. The last time I had that was Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One would have been good to see.
Like it's that level of like visual style in this film.
Yeah.
Because even though he's controlling these origami figures and origami papers, everything around the world has that origami feel to it. Like the characters, their clothing, the way they move, the way they walk, the water, everything about it is just it looks, and it is handcrafted. I believe it is stop motion still. I think there's a level of stop motion.
There's a level of it. I don't know.
I think
it's completely.
It's not completely stop. It's very clear it's not.
But they do have the they do have. They're
model.
still that company that builds little models. And,
right.
Yeah.
And moves it around because they're part of the end credit sequence. One of the big. I don't want to say boss fight sequences.
Yeah.
You could see them animating that sequence in the credit scene. And that was really, really fun to watch. And on top of that, the story was really, really good too. It was very warm, lighthearted. Like, I need to find he needs to find these pieces of the armor to beat the Moon King.
It's like a video game.
It was a little bit of like a video game. And I think that's where they can kind of target the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a sense of collection, there's a sense of adventure that the kids can kind of follow. He needs to find the sword, he needs to find the armor, he needs to find the helmet, and it's really, really cool.
Nice.
Like everyone should kind of go watch this movie. I honestly probably really good to show for like kids too.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's amazing. It's super good. The music is well done. It's very much that Japanese background music.
Fits everything.
Oh yeah, it's so fun. Great movie. Been playing a little bit more Dragalia Lost. I am super into it now. I think I'm knee deep in it. It's actually on its 6-month anniversary now. So it's been 6 months since it's out. Wow. I know that because they're running an event. The 6
Shavers, creepers.
But I've only been playing it for like a month. If they launched it in Canada.
I was going to say if they would have launched it
properly. The game is... I've done the main campaign. I'm done the main story. It looks like... Because the main game started off as 5 or 6 chapters. I think it was 6 chapters, and then they added a 7th sometime after that.
Okay.
So they are still building this world.
Yep.
So it's a continual, and you can tell that there's the 7 princes that were supposed to take over the kingdom after their father passed away. Well, I've only been really introduced to like 3.
Oh, okay.
So there is more story to add.
Yep.
Right now they're just filling in the middle pieces with this is the 6-month anniversary event. This is going to be the the Easter event kind of thing is coming up next week or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a super cool and super fun and lighthearted game. Very easy to play. I mean, I don't want to say you just kind of tap on the screen, but you kind of do just tap
on the screen.
You drag and tap on the screen. That's all you're really doing. You're making sure your numbers are bigger than the enemy's numbers. Unfortunately, it's one of those games. It is a free-to-play game, so there's a bit of monetary stuff. I haven't yet put money into the game.
Haven't jumped into that little...
I haven't Pokemon Go'd it yet. And honestly, I haven't felt the need to.
Yeah.
I can definitely see where people are, because you can do co-op.
Sure.
And you can definitely see like, oh, either this guy's been playing for freaking forever, or he's dumped money into this game.
Sure.
So I'm inclined to believe it's the first, like the prior, because again it's been out for so long. I'm only at level 30 something, and some people are already at the max level at 80. So eventually I feel like I'll get there. It's yeah. I super love that game. It's
Good.
It's a good time waster game.
It's a good time waster.
It's a very good time waster game. And when the story pieces do pop up, it's fun to read.
Nice.
It's all reading.
It's all reading.
It's all reading.
That's all it ever is reading.
It's reading. Speaking of reading.
Ah.
Speaking of reading, Elder Scrolls
Yes.
Blades came out of early access finally. Apparently, to be honest, I super forgot that this.
I forgot that they were coming out.
I super forgot this game. Well, between all the Fallout 76 stuff that they had to, put fire extinguisher to, it totally makes sense that they had to put this one on hold. And it still kind of feels kind of janky.
Yep.
It's an Elder Scrolls free-to-play game. It's first off, I don't know why you have to do a character creator. It's all first person.
Oh yeah.
It launches you into a character creator in like the first 5 minutes or something. And I'm sitting here creating my character and I'm thinking, why? I think there's a multiplayer piece to it. Maybe that's why you have to create a character, but I haven't yet encountered it. But it's all first person. And to move around the world, you tap on that area.
Yep.
And your character walks there. The movement is kind of jarring because as you're walking, you can use your other thumb to move the camera around, but you're still walking in that direction. It's like walking and looking in a different direction.
All right.
It doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah.
That's when you're holding the phone portrait. That's when you're holding a portrait. When you rotate it landscape.
Portrait landscape.
Yeah. When you hold it landscape, you get a fake cursor.
Oh yeah.
You can move around with that, and then a fake
Hot dog hamburger.
Hot dog hamburger. And you can hold it sideways, and you can move it in a more traditional fashion.
Yeah.
To when you're fighting enemies, you're only doing one-on-one.
Okay.
So you can't get mobbed by like 2 or 3.
Only one dragon at a time.
Only one rat at a time.
That's less.
Only one rat at a time.
It's less intense.
You can fight dragons or rats.
Ha!
So the game, how the combat system works is that you need to tap and hold the screen. I don't think it matters where you tap and hold.
Okay.
But as you basically watch you know how Pokemon Go does when you're with the growing and shrinking circle? When you can get closer to the circle, you do more damage.
Okay.
If you hit the exact line, you do critical. It's a critical.
All right.
Certain enemies will you can't hit them.
Yep.
For example, the rat, you can't just swing at them apparently.
Okay.
You have to wait until they run up closer to you
And
then swing it.
All right.
You can bust out the shield.
Uh-huh.
Like in regular Skyrim or
Yep.
regular Elder Scrolls. Everything takes stamina like you normally think it was. Like in all those Elder Scroll games, you have your health, you have your stamina, and you have your magic meter.
All right. Alrighty.
And then, it's all just mini quest based. So imagine you're playing Skyrim and you're picking up a quest. You're going right to that area. Because it's a mobile game.
It's a mobile
There's
game.
no need to go across, a giant field just to finish a quest. It just sends you right to that area.
All right.
It's not the menu design is what really gets me.
Okay.
It's very slow. I'm trying to press the button.
Yeah.
And it won't respond. But I press it again and it double presses it because it's trying to register my first
click. So it's a Bethesda game.
It's a very Bethesda game.
They've worked the bugs in even a mobile.
Yay!
Wow, that's awesome of them. They're so good at that.
Yeah. More bugs. More glitchiness. I don't know if maybe I've been spoiled on Elder Scrolls games, but when you get to your town, because the goal is that you're coming back to your town for the first time in like 15 years or something like that, and then you find it up in flames. Okay. And so the goal is to rebuild your town. And so
mobile game.
So it's a mobile game. So there's clear sections of like this. You can put a building here. You can put a building here.
Yeah.
You can put a decoration post here. And it's littered with NPCs that you can talk to.
Yeah.
And I think, again, like I said, I feel like I've been spoiled by Elder Scrolls games because there is no voice acting in this game. It is all reading.
That's weird for Elder Scrolls.
It's very weird for a Bethesda game for that matter of the fact.
Because everybody talks in a Bethesda game.
Everybody talks, even if it's like not great acting.
Well, yeah, their acting's always been pretty woody, but
But
hello and welcome to Nuketown.
Hello, welcome. Like, you want to help me build the smithy? And it just, yeah, like there's
I can make you a really good sword.
Now, I don't know if that's part of it being early access, that they haven't finished the voice work yet. I highly doubt that. But at the same time, I'm playing a game like Dragalia Lost, which is full of voice actors.
Sure.
It's full of voice work. Like, every little character is voiced.
Yeah.
And I'm going over to Elder Scrolls, and there's less NPCs, and they're not really voiced. It doesn't... It kind of breaks the world a little bit.
Sure.
You do get to do dialogue options.
Yeah.
Although they're a little bit less impactful than you think. It's more just like, oh, you make sure you go save the townsfolk from the goblin.
Make sure you go save these people.
And then so one of the options is like, do I have to? Or it's like, I'll only save one, and there's like two in there. So obviously the mobile piece is like, if you save at least one, you'll get rewards, but if you save more,
yeah,
you can get more rewards, kind of thing. Yeah, it's got and it has the chest system from, I think, what's that other mobile game? I think Chris plays it. It's the Clash of Clans.
Yes.
Where
well, yeah, he did at one point.
He did at one point. It does the chest thing where you can get a chest from your quests, but to open it, you need to click on it, and you have to wait to open that chest.
Oh yes, that lovely.
That lovely.
Yeah, well,
that system.
mobile.
It's a mobile thing.
It's a mobile thing.
So your chest can either take 5 seconds to open, or it can take 3 hours to open, or you can just not open them at all and not worry.
See, I appreciated Pokemon Go for that whole thing, just because it wasn't a time-gated piece to eggs.
No.
You could walk them off.
Yep. You can walk them off.
Then you can do things.
The initial gym system was time gated. I'm really glad it's not anymore.
Yep. And I understand time gating certain things on.
But especially when you're locking your equipment and gear and gold and stuff. And the worst part, the weirdest part, you can spend the in-game currency obviously to open it right away.
Yeah.
But there's a chance that when you open the chest, you're gonna get that currency back as one of the rewards. So it's like, I spent. Okay.
I spent 100 gold to get 50.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if I'm spending in-game currency, I better be making
money off.
At least I better be breaking even.
No, I don't even want to break even. I need to come up ahead, which is why I'm okay with Pokemon Go doing it, because I will always be hatching Pokemon.
Well, then I can walk.
Yeah, you can walk. You can battle. You can spend money on additional resources, and you can still get something out of it. But in those scenarios where it's like you get the same currency that you get if you just used to open it quicker, I'm like, something about that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like I should be getting something not that.
Well, and I don't mean currency, but like if I open it and there's a sword inside, and that sword is worth, like if I spent 50 gold or whatever it happens to be, and the sword is worth 50 gold, it's like, okay,
yeah, in that regards, yes.
I'm even.
So
I'm good.
I spent about this or slightly less.
Right. Yeah, like if I'm getting gold, if I'm spending 50, I should be getting 100 out of that.
Yep.
Crate. Like, plain and simple, I should be making more money than I put in.
Right.
But, yes, I like, instead of time gating it, Pokemon, I think, did a really smart move by having you exercise for it.
And I think that's Niantic's thing, that's their mantra.
Well, and part of it, like Pokemon Go, you have to walk anyways. Like, they have already got you exercising to get from point A to point B. Right. But I feel like I hate the time thing, because it's like, I'm trying to play.
Right.
And that's why I mostly don't do mobile games, is because, like, I just want to play.
There's none of that time stuff in Dragalia Lost. I mean, there is timer-based stuff, like stamina refilling.
Yeah.
You can only spend X amount of coins per day, kind of thing. But there's no, like, opening a chest for random loot, other than getting random heroes in Dragalia Lost. Yeah. You can still get random heroes, random items, random like skills, but it's not like time locked. Yeah. It's money locked.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to, I could pay them more money to do that, or I could just build up the in-game currency to purchase that same thing, which is I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with that.
I still support Triple Town, which is a game that I used to really enjoy, a little puzzle game. Mm-hmm. And it was stamina based, and then you got to the end and it's like you ran out of stamina, and they're like, you can wait, another 10 minutes and you'll get your stamina back. And they're like, or you can give us $4 and have unlimited stamina.
That's good. That's smart.
And I'm like, have all my money.
Yeah, I'm surprised Dragalia, well, in this day and age, you
can't do that.
You get way more money.
You get way more money if you
do it the other way around.
But I will legitimately, like, if your game is big enough and has enough meat to it, I'll give you a fair chunk of change if you get rid of that stamina bar.
It's funny
I just want to play a game.
It's funny that you say that because the debate and argument online for Pokemon Go has always been like, well, when you get to level 40, you should get another infant incubator, or I should be able to pay them for another infant incubator. And I'm like, but that kind of sullies the idea of how egg hatching works and how incubating works.
Yeah, I don't need another infinite one.
You don't really need another infinite one.
Not if you played enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't play enough. But, like, when I did, like, during the last summer when I actually got out and would Pokemon, I was getting enough coins where I wasn't.
Right. If you were patient enough, you would be fine.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're level 40 and you're that serious about it, you're okay.
At that point, you have to understand. At that point you have to do the calculation of like, my time now is no longer experience. My time is now worth X amount of Stardust and rare Pokemon. Like,
yeah, why are you playing this game?
Like, there's other ways to get Stardust. There's other ways to get rare Pokemon like that, other than eggs. So,
yeah, why are you playing this game? Is I guess the question you have to ask. And yeah, if you're at level 40, you've made it this long with one incubator.
Yeah.
One infinite, you should be all right.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, like that infinite one is useless to you in most cases.
I only put either 2s or 5s in it.
Right.
I never put a 7 or I never put a 10 in it.
Right, because it takes forever.
Yeah, it's no.
See, I don't even play it that much, and I know that because it's the only one I use because I am a casual player, and it takes forever for a 10K egg to hatch.
Right. Even if it was my only incubator and I only had 10s,
right,
I wouldn't use it in there.
No, it takes forever.
Yeah.
Like, you legitimately have to purposefully go for
a good
long walks. Like, my walk when I take the dog is, I think, 3 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's, 4 days before one egg hatches.
Right.
And that's if we get out every day.
And that's what Adventure Sync has really helped out with as well. It has added, like, you've added, like, a kilometer and a half since you last logged in. You added, 4 kilometers since you last logged in, kind of thing. It does
that
help.
Helps.
So I've been playing that. And the last game I played, I showed you just recently. Baba is you.
Baba's not me.
Baba is you.
No, Baba's a rock.
Well, you can also say Baba is rock as well. Technically, you're not wrong. So Baba is you is a puzzle game where Baba, you are Baba. Ironically, you are Baba, which is like this little rabbit-looking like creature.
Yep.
And your goal is to navigate the level.
Baba a sheep?
I'm not sure.
Baba, like
sheep route. Maybe.
Black sheep? I don't know.
Maybe.
It's a little white fluffy thing.
It's a little white fluffy thing. And so the goal is to get to the win condition. So whatever it states on the field, say flag is win.
Yep.
It's the first example. You move your Baba character, you move the flag and you win. What the twist is that you can move those characters, you move the words on the field to change your character or the wall or the action or the win condition.
Yes.
You can make, like, this is a game which makes you feel incredibly smart once you've gotten to the puzzle and finished it, but really dumb at the same time when you can't get it. And I think I'm on like the 3rd world right now, and I'm just like bashing my head onto the table like, I don't see this. I don't. And every time I'll be honest, I've looked online for some of the levels just to see like how does this work. I'm constantly finding out ways to break this game, and that's the point. And that's the point. This is one of those games where it rewards you for breaking the game.
Yep.
It rewards you for finding unconventional means to finish each level. And I'll be honest, like this game looks awesome. Mm-hmm. I love the premise. I love that fact that it works. The fact that it works is the more surprising than anything, because it's just like Baba can be anything. It can be you can be a wall.
Sure.
And
we've discovered
you can move a wall. You can push a wall. Some of the other stuff in the game is like sink. So when there's a water, there's like a trail of water. If you move into that, if you are sink, you sink and you die.
Oh.
And so the premise of the game is that if you do die, you have you can push the undo button.
Yeah.
Much like in Microsoft Word or Excel.
Yeah, sure.
It's the undo button. It brings you back a couple steps.
And like early Microsoft, it only works once.
Sure. No, you can undo as much times as you want.
Can you?
Yes, as many times as you want.
So it's modern day Microsoft.
It's modern day Microsoft. So you can undo steps. Yeah, it's just like a really quick game to pick up and play and just get really mad at it. But then once you figure out the solutions, like, I didn't think you could do that.
Well, and
But now you can.
a very nice early entry into
Programming too.
programming.
It's very,
very neat.
It's very, very reminiscent of core programming.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, so this is this.
Yeah.
But this also can't be this because this is that.
Yeah, and if this, then this.
Yes, and so the early levels do is statements.
Yeah.
The later levels start adding in different adjectives like and.
Right.
Or death. Or
Death.
Yeah, like skull is death, so you can't touch the skull because the skull will kill your character. Like that makes sense.
That makes
but then you have to think, or something is sync. So for example, if I have cog as push, I can push a cog around.
Yeah.
But if the cog is also sync,
Yeah.
whatever object it touches will sync that object. It will just make both objects disappear.
Interesting.
And it's just like, I didn't think that you could do that adjective next to that combination. And I think the big thing that I'm still trying to wrap my head around is that if you have something as, again, cog is sync.
Yeah.
If you try to touch the cog, you're going to sync.
Right.
But if you then put cog is also push, that rule overrides
So what
the sync.
rules go over which rules?
Right. And again, it's very much that programming thing of like knowing which order comes before which,
Right.
even though it has both properties. That way I can push that cog, but as soon as it touches something else, it'll sync that object. And it's just like, okay, all right, I didn't think that was a solution for this puzzle, but that's all right. That's cool. That's cool. Cool, 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 cool.
Oh, dear.
Cool, 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 cool. And because all the objects are like on a 2D plane,
Yeah.
you can reuse is.
Okay.
So you can have something going crossword, like horizontal, or vertical.
Oh,
So you can reuse the same is or and statement.
cool.
Other objects are move. So
Yep.
if an object is move, as soon as you move, it'll automatically move in the direction that it's going, like a robot.
Yep.
So you have to kind of time that as well. It's just a very complex and very deep game for 18
But
bucks.
and for being a very simple game.
Yeah,
at the
it's
same
a very
time.
simple and very like clever, and it's just really all around cool.
I feel like that's one of those things like you see, like Scratch is something you can go online and,
Yeah.
and program your own stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very like, you could build this kind of game on something like that very easily,
Mhm.
but making it all work and combining it all together, like I think Scratch has some actually really decent games on it.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that you can, one, it's free.
This game also started off as a freeware.
And so yeah,
So he developed it as a free game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't remember his name. But as soon as it started picking up steam online,
Yeah.
he was like, okay, maybe I should actually funnel this into an actual game.
make some levels, do
how
some
to,
actual.
Yeah, how to make some levels, make it sell it as a product. But how do I, I can't stop letting people, like people can still play the free version.
Yeah.
So how do I entice people to buy the actual retail version?
Yeah.
Donate a portion of my charity.
Donate to
don-
charity, add some extra levels,
those-
do some
yeah,
extra.
make it
yeah.
put some extra elbow grease into it,
Yep.
essentially. And I was listening to some of the other podcasts talking about this game, as that's the Giant Bomb guys. They were talking about it, and he brought up a really, really interesting point. This game would be really cool with a level editor.
Sure.
If there was a level editor for Baba Is You,
Well, there
I
is.
could-
It's called programming.
it's called programming. But I would love to see like a level editor and seeing what crazy things people come up with.
Sure.
If he can make this game with this, what could other people do with the same tile sets, with
Right.
the same rule sets?
Sure.
Like it's that next level of like Mario Maker. It's the next level, Little Big Planet kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. So I've been playing that. That's a freaking cool game.
Nice. There's one thing that's not on your list that you weren't here to talk about.
What did I?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel.
Just before you're done talking.
I know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to color Captain Marvel in the best light I can. It's not a bad movie,
No.
but okay. So the good parts of it, I love. People are giving Brie Larson like shit. for this role. And
I
don't.
know.
I like. Could she have done better? Probably. Like she could have acted like she didn't. How did I describe it? Matt Damon's role in Downsizing.
Yes.
In the beginning of this movie, she's Captain Marvel. At the end of this movie, she's not much more Captain Marvel than when she started, other than her breaking out of like the control of the Kree.
Well, and having her memories back.
And having her memories back. Other than that, like she doesn't. It doesn't feel like she progressed her character any further. She acted perfectly though. Like I think.
And that's where people like it's like she had no personality in the first act of the movie, and it's
well
like,
because she had no memory. Yeah, she had no memory. Yeah, but like it's just I don't. Yeah, like it wasn't her best performance. I think her best. She's done better.
Okay.
I honestly think she's done better. My textbook example is. I got Scott Pilgrim Saves the World versus the World when she was Envy Adams, like remarkably different performance from her in that film. Like she was awesome in that movie. This one it was just very middling for her.
I think I said it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
This is a good origin flick. And I think we go to that point with a lot of them where it's all of the origin movies are pretty middle of the road when it comes to Marvel flicks.
It's very cut and dry. Yeah. I will say the origin scene for her with the memories, the best execution of an origin story while executing the plot of the story at the same time. So freaking cool. Like when that started happening, I was like, oh, we're getting flashbacks. She's flashback. Wait, what's happening? Why is it going backwards? And forward again.
Yeah.
Who are these voices that are? She's in a machine. I'm like, this is the coolest execution of her backstory as well as exposition at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was like, real clever.
I like the Kree Skrull stuff.
Yes. Setting the stuff up for the Secret Wars eventually when that happens.
One Skrull left.
One Skrull. I think. And I kind of agree with the people online who are kind of bashing the film. Like, the most unrealistic parts of this movie was when she went to the ship and that Street Fighter cabinet was full screen HD. What? Also, that Nerf gun should not have existed in that time period. What?
They were alien.
so they found a way to make an HD version of Street Fighter 2 in an arcade cabinet.
If you were stuck on that thing for that long, you would have too. They're like, we can make better screens than this. Give me a second.
It
was a medium. It was
very medium.
People are like, this is like worse than Thor 2, and I'm like,
whoa,
whoa.
Gloves off. Okay,
but I'm like,
that's literally my bottom of the barrel.
Well, no, like legit, it is because it's if
that's
you look at all of them, it's like Natalie Portman phoned in that entire performance, and
Chris Hemsworth was basically just there to be Thor.
He was like, there was no real direction to that film.
There was no character development
for anybody.
It's
the bland. Everything was bland in that film, and then it's like this one. Yeah, it's like it's not the greatest.
No,
but like I'm putting it up there. Like it's Doctor Strange.
I would put this like.
It's somewhere in that middle zone.
I would put it like in the bottomish middle zone for me.
Sure.
Like it's not again, like it's better than Iron Man 3, and I know that like my coworker and I have this like massive disagreement of Iron Man 3. Like I think it's still a pretty bad movie.
Yes.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's a medium movie.
Yep.
It becomes a medium movie from a bad movie.
Correct.
And I totally agree. Like if you watch it, like Iron Man 1, 2, Iron Man 1, 2, 3, bad movie.
You definitely need Avengers in there.
You need to watch. You need to have Homecoming. You need to watch Civil War.
Yeah. Like the character arc of Tony is what you watch, not
But if you watch those movies as a whole, yes, I agree. That Iron Man 3 is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I think Captain Marvel is better than Iron Man 3 for sure. I'm not sure where I would put it to be, like, perfectly honest.
No, I no longer there's no list. I cannot do a Marvel list.
Well, okay, there's one.
There's one. I know where I can
there's one constant.
Yeah.
There is one constant.
Yeah, Thor 2.
Really?
If you're gonna take its place in my list,
I would say
you're in trouble.
I would say that it's Captain Marvel is slightly better than the Incredible Hulk, because the Incredible Hulk was pretty thin too.
The Incredible Hulk was thin.
Yeah, so I would put it better than that for sure.
Oh yeah. No, I'm putting it as it's an origin movie. I was.
It was. I went in with expectations of this is an action film. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
And
I was
that's
not.
what I got.
I was not
I
disappointed.
got some Independence Day references without the meaning to. I think
Yeah.
put Independence Day references in.
I love the Samuel L. Jackson stuff.
Yeah.
Like he was in this movie a lot more than I thought was expecting. Coulson, like Clark Gregg, yeah, he was in a good amount.
He was in it as exactly how much I expected
Because he's
them all to be in, really.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was great.
Yeah.
Like seeing that other side of
People were pissed off about that.
of Nick Fury.
Nick Fury?
I'm like, guys, no, he's happy in this right now.
Yeah, people were mad about that. They
No!
wanted to see like
No!
battle hardened Nick Fury, and I'm like, but
No,
if he holds up his badge at one point, he's level 3, so he is like still 7 levels off from where he is in Civil War, not
Yeah.
Civil War. Winter
Soldier. Yeah,
He's level 10 by that movie.
yeah,
He's seen
things.
everything
Right.
because this is essentially the course. Like this is where everything
At
started
that point,
and led him to.
at that point, he's still lower than Coulson is in Avengers 1.
Right.
So yeah, like it's he if anything, he was the Coulson when Coulson was in Avengers.
Right.
He was like, everything's cool. Like let's do this.
This is awesome. Life is great.
Yeah, like oh, cute little kitty cat.
Yeah, I know, so good. Goose.
Chewie, come on.
I know.
I get why they changed it,
I
but
like the reference.
I get it, but
people were also mad that they changed Marvel into a female.
I'm okay with that.
I was okay with that too because Marvel's
still,
not one of those.
Marvel's not that important,
right?
But also, Marvel still delivered the same.
The exact same thing.
He did the exact same thing as he did or she did in the comics. Is to guide Captain Marvel, give her Carol
powers,
give Carol Danvers the reason to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and
that character did it, male or female, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's like the chosen one being someone different.
Yeah.
Like it's like
the conduit was still the same. Like it still happened.
Yeah,
like it's
she's supposed to be a superhero and do this. It's like this is better. Like instead of having a superhuman or super whatever living on Earth that's already like doing its thing, this is legitimately a regular person who happens to do something fantastic that subsequently gives someone else superpowers.
If there's any one character that I was expecting more of, was Ronan.
Yeah, me too.
I was expecting a little bit more, other than just him standing there going like, "Do it" or whatever. I can't remember what the lines that he uses, like attack them or send the things and then retreat. Yeah, like that doesn't feel. I wanted more Lipachi or Lipacy or whatever. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
One of my coworkers. Yeah,
Lipace.
But apparently that's not how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, well, tough. Then you should say it more and be in more things so we can know how to say it.
Really?
Yep. Be more famous.
He's pretty famous.
Be more famous.
He's pretty famous.
Then I know how to say his name. I know how to say Harrison Ford.
Maybe it's not Harrison Ford.
It is Harrison Ford.
Maybe.
He's definitely been introduced as Harrison Ford and been like, thank you. It's Harrison.
Harrison Ford. It's Harrison Dodge.
You've been getting my last name wrong this whole time.
I was expecting more Ronan. From the level that they're like, Ronan's back in this movie. We're gonna show him a little bit more like the not crazy side of him, like the not.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get much. And I think he was in some cut sequences. That's why.
I think so too. It took me a second to in that movie timeline the Tesseract.
Yeah, it was complicated.
It
makes sense.
I was fine. As soon as I'm like, wait. It didn't come with Captain America. Tony Stark's dad found it.
He found it.
Howard found it ages ago. Right. Like that was the first thing he found. He never found Cap.
And then at some point, Howard
made it into the government's hands.
Yeah,
or Pegasus, or whatever.
I'm sure that's where it ended up, and that's why Marvel ended up having the Tesseract.
Right. I was totally fine. As soon as I'm like, but it came with Captain America back then. Oh wait, nope. My brain like.
I think it's because it's like you're in space. Why is it in space? What the hell's going on? Why is it in space? Oh, right, because she's an alien.
Yeah,
she probably brought it up to study it.
Yeah, we worked it out. My brain worked that one out.
Yeah,
and then people online were also pissed that, like, the button. Nick Fury's never pressed the button.
I think
this movie solves all of those problems with its post-credit scene.
It does. Kevin Feige, I don't know if I appreciate his answer.
How do we know he's never pressed it before?
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that, because we would have. It's hard to know, right?
See, in my mind, it's this, because in the post-credit scene, spoilers if you haven't seen Captain Marvel, spoilers. At the post-credit scene, it goes off, like it shuts down.
Yeah.
And they say something along the lines to, it shouldn't have shut down. We've got it on its own battery source at this point. Like they've plugged it in, so it's obviously been on for a while. They've had to plug it in.
I think that scene happens really early in the movie.
And it could happen in the movie, early in the movie, but we don't know how long it's been since. Either way, it could have taken her a month to show up. It could have taken her 2 days. We don't know. Mm-hmm. So in all honesty, the Battle of New York could have happened, and Nick Fury would have been like, and then called the Avengers going like, okay, guys.
This is obviously not working. You're not working. This
press
not...
press the button going like...
It's not working.
Okay, call in the Avengers.
Same thing with Sokovia.
Right, so like, but the Avengers take care of it, and by the time they've taken care of it, he's like, never mind. Like, I'll press the button. We're good.
How do I turn off the button?
Well, there's a button. There's like, it's a pig. You can. Yeah.
You don't know. Well, yeah. Like
I'm assuming they can turn off, but either way.
No, there's Endgame will solve that easily with like 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah.
Where it's like I've been here before already, or it's like he's always turned it off. Something like that will happen.
He's called me a couple times, but every time he's canceled it before I could make it here.
Right, or something, and that would fit in with the line with Kevin Feige's comment of like, how do you know he's never pressed it once before? How do you
or he's pressed it and like. Back in like the 90s, like still 90s.
Accidentally sits on it.
Like he pressed it and she shows up. She's like, "What's the problem?" He's like, "There's a bank robber."
I would love to see that as a one shot.
That would be a really good.
Like he accidentally sits on it,
and
calls her, and
like, that's why she never shows up again until like it just does not shut off.
Yeah,
just this constant pulse from the Avengers, like.
Who knows? I'm confident that will be a one or 2 liner in Endgame.
Yeah,
they will explain that off.
Yeah, no, it was a good origin movie.
Overall, very medium-ish movie.
Yep,
very medium placing.
And I'm okay. And again, a medium Marvel movie is still better than most other films.
Although apparently DC's just knocking it out of the park now, lately.
Good.
Which is give more pressure on Marvel.
Sure.
Honestly, more competition is better.
Yeah. Well, and again, we get better movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the winner. Yeah, the consumer's the winner.
Yeah. Lo and behold, DC starts having fun with their superheroes, and things start going well.
Good. Yes. Aquaman seems okay. Shazam's on a good track record right now.
Yeah, I can't wait for the reviews for Shazam.
Apparently,
to start really hitting. Because that's the one where, like, if anybody's gonna have fun in a superhero movie,
it's gonna be
Zachary Levi.
Yeah. I mean,
he doesn't get unceremoniously killed in the 3rd film of a series.
Dead. 5 seconds in, dead.
But I like Chuck.
But he didn't want to be in that role, so.
No, well, apparently none of them did. He wanted that role. He wanted it first, and then he just had so much going on.
Okay.
No, they planned on killing. Like they just wanted to obliterate everything that Thor loved.
Successfully.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, guess what? They did it.
I still have to laugh, and I'm not sure if we talked about it on the show, but with James Gunn coming back to Guardians 3, there was someone who posted on Twitter going like, hey, like, could you guys find someone already? Like, back in January. Like, Taika would be good, or Chris Miller, or Edgar Wright. But they posted, like, and they sent it to all of these people. And Edgar Wright was the first one. He's like, I've got another name that I'd like to put into the running. Like, James Gunn, I think, would be really good. And this was, again, back in January. And then I forgot who it was. I think it was...
One of the Defenders guys.
Well, no, and then Chris Miller came up, and he's like, I don't know if, like... He's like, yeah, like, I'll second that. I think James Gunn would, be a solid choice for this one. And then Taika comes up, and he's like, I think he'd bring a fresh idea to the movies that we haven't seen yet before.
Of course, that's this reply.
But, like, that's all of them were sitting there like, you should just hire James Gunn. Even in January, they were, like, all of these directors are still going, like, just...
Well, even who's the guy that does Luke Cage?
Cool, Mike
Coulter. Like, as soon as like that stuff was dropping, he was like, you know what? Like, things are gonna come around. You're gonna get your job back. And he called. I think he was one of the first MCU actors to start speaking up.
Well, and then Sean Gunn, his brother, tweeted back like to all three of them. He's like, I don't know if he has the gravitas to like handle something like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know. The first two were made so well. I don't.
But that was the joke. Was everybody's like, you should bring on this new guy that no one's heard of. His name's James Gunn.
I really appreciate how well he handled the entire thing. Like,
he did everything like he was supposed to do. Like
Right.
he obviously PR'd his way perfectly. Disney comes out looking a little worse for wear. Marvel still comes out okay because Kevin Feige never said anything other than
it's
like,
basically just the actors, like the directors, the bigger directors,
Yeah.
like the Russos. Obviously, they're not gonna.
nope.
They're not gonna. They've got.
Well, no, because they have their shtick,
Yeah, they're comfortable.
and someone like Thor 3. Taika
Waititi.
Yeah, like he can say whatever he wants because he's already a nutbag. So
Yeah.
like he's like, I think a peanut should direct it, and there would be like, oh, you.
It's just James Gunn.
Yeah, no. So I just found that one funny when I read that on Twitter, where all these directors that would have done a good job with it, like if you're gonna think of directors like those guys are in that realm of they could pull off that kind of movie, all of them are like, you should just hire James Gunn. So I think behind closed doors, the reason James Gunn got his job back was a lot of directors just going,
No.
no.
I'm sure they've had closed door discussions. Like
Yeah.
they brought Taika Waititi's like,
Oh, yeah.
so we want this film.
Yeah.
He's like James Gunn, but
Yeah.
we didn't tell you the film. James Gunn.
James Gunn. Yeah. He's like, is it another Thor movie? No. James Gunn. Like, I'll do Thor 4 by all means.
Yes. If there's still Thor.
If there's still Thor. Like, he's like, I'll do another Thor movie. And they're like, no, it's another cosmic thing. And he's like, no, James Gunn. Unless it's Fantastic Four. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't put him in.
I would not put him in that movie.
No, he would make that too funny, and it needs to be a
No.
little more serious.
Yep. That would be
James
another, That would actually be another
James
good
Gunn.
Joss Whedon film.
You think he'd be good at that?
That's that ensemble thing again, where everybody, all those pieces have to mesh.
I feel
it's
like
not
he would
just
have a fun time with that too.
Yeah, it's not just a Mr. Fantastic movie, which I think people are going to be like, it's Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman taking care of their two like adolescent, children sort of thing.
No.
Like if you do it the wrong, well, and that's again how
I don't know.
they
I
tried to do it in those other movies.
I don't
was
see Ben
like-
as that character.
No, but
honestly.
well,
I see.
sort of. When it comes to Johnny.
Okay, yes, Johnny, yes. He is totally like the...
Well, no, but him and Ben, when they're together,
Yeah.
are those characters who are in the back of a van. Like, it's like Falcon and Bucky. Like when they're in the back of the car, that's those two. Like they're those bickering brothers. That's Ben and Johnny Storm.
Okay.
Where like the two of them will do that kind of thing to each other, but most of the time, yes, Ben is the more like. He's more stoic and more level-headed.
I want to say more mature.
More mature until Johnny's involved, and then it's just like drop rocks on you.
He's always trying to push his button, probably. Yeah.
So, either way.
Yeah. I think that's all. Just little YouTube videos here and there.
Yeah.
Catching up with Try Guys. I actually thought about this because I was watching a Hot Ones interview the other day.
Who is?
I can't remember who it was. I don't think I've finished it. They should get Reggie Fils-Aimé on that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be a weird one.
I would love to see that. Just to hear his stories. And I think that man can take a hot wing. I feel like he could take a hot wing.
Yeah.
I feel like Reggie could take a hot wing.
I feel like Reggie could actually travel and do some public speaking stuff before he like retire. Like not as a Nintendo person, but just as like the Reggie show.
I could see him writing a book.
I could see him writing a book.
Reggie for president. Reggie for another president.
Do it.
And then don't give the keys to Bowser.
I still love that.
Oh shit.
The guy running Nintendo's name is Bowser.
Oh crap. I think that's all I've been doing.
I went to see Michelle Obama. I don't know when that was. It's not on here.
Last week.
Last week?
Thursday.
Yeah, I went to see Michelle Obama.
Thursday or Friday?
Friday. Went to see Michelle Obama.
Yeah, we had Calgary. We had Obama in Calgary the week before.
Yeah. I'm glad he wasn't here, else getting into Rogers would have been like a huge pain.
You would have had to park by my place and walk down.
Well, no, it's more just security becomes like 20-fold when it's him.
I guess so. I would expect it to be the same, but that's just me.
No, because he's like,
I guess
he's a president.
Yeah, I guess so, but like I don't know.
Trust me, there was probably like people up in rafters that we couldn't see, sort of thing, that entire show.
Cool.
But and it was funny because she told one story, and I'll do this one quick. Mike Pence. Not Mike Pence.
Oh wait, which one?
Not Mike Pence. Who was his?
Oh, his
vice president.
He's a real cool guy.
He was super cool, and like they had this giant bromance going on. Either way, his vice president, his grandkids went to the same school as Obama's kids, and they were all on the basketball team.
Well, that's convenient.
So when they went to and Michelle said, like, she's like, when our kids played, we tried to give them the most normal life possible. So when they were playing basketball, we would go and watch them play basketball. And she's like, but for us to go watch them play basketball,
security
meant that the entire like wall of the gym was pretty much like Secret Service men just standing there grim-faced the entire game. And she's like, not only that, but the vice president and his wife were there. And like these people were there. She's like, all these high-profile people. She's like, if people would have known that we went to our kids' basketball game every like Friday night, they could have eradicated half the White House with one tactical bombing. And she's like, but no one ever knew.
Yeah.
Like everything was really down low and low key, which is really hard to do as president. But
well, especially him.
Yeah, but it's just like
in this day and age. Yeah.
That's cute. I would just like go to a basketball game. You're like, my kid's playing at this school. Why is there so much security? Yes, I have a lighter. What do you mean I have to throw it out? Like,
I have water in this bottle. What do you want me to do?
Why are you scanning that? Why are there so many tests today? I'm so confused.
That's my kid. All he has is his gym clothes in that bag. He's on the team.
Is he? Because he looks like he's 86.
His team is just Obama.
Obama. Then you see in the crowd, he's just like, I think that would have been the coolest thing too. I feel like Obama would have been like super chill about the whole like thing where he's just like,
he's in like a
apparently they got loud, like they were those dads that yell.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So either way, she was a really good speaker. Story. But like in that respect, like Reggie could pull off that kind of move. Where I think he could go to like cons and do that kind of thing and like fill up a big room and just talk. Like give him 2 hours to just be like,
I bet you he has so many stories.
Right.
From not just from Nintendo, but like from Pizza 70 or Pizza Hut or whatever. I would love to hear his Pizza Hut stories.
Well, I love when he handed everything over to Bowser and everybody's like, oh my god, Bowser used to work for EA. Like this is the fall of Nintendo. And it's like, you realize Bowser's been with Nintendo for like 8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he either left EA because they were pulling stupid stuff, or he left EA when they were still actually a fairly decent company.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not going to put him in charge. Reggie's not going to be like, put that guy in charge who has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah. I don't think he would have retired if
there was no good successor.
Yeah. I feel like he would have stayed for a little.
I feel like Reggie's and Nintendo itself is very Japanese in that way, where you have to find the right people before things happen. Like even with Nintendo when Iwata passed away, the guy who stepped up was like, I'm only here for like 5 months to like make sure the company doesn't go under.
Yeah, we need the position.
We will find someone who is right to fill this position. I am just stepping in momentarily to write checks.
And I think they did fill the right they put the right person in charge because
there's VR Labo stuff coming out.
Yeah, they're actually doing stuff.
Try.
Except this screen is not really designed for VR.
I've heard good things so far.
It is, but the screen is pretty terrible still. I've heard good things too.
We'll see. You're inclined to get it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit. It's probably gonna be like $80.
I know. Cardboard.
Anyways,
thanks for watching.
That's what we got today on our post-credit show.
Yes.
If you liked what you saw, keep following us. Hit the subscribe button.
Follow.
Do everything that you can. Share with your friends.
If you're wearing pants, subscribe.
If you're not wearing pants, well,
because we want to know. Because I'm not wearing pants.
Do we need subscribe that data on our subscribers?
Yeah.
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 We need to know how many people. That way we can customize our
merchandise. Yeah.
Our podcast.
Yeah.
Towards people who aren't wearing pants.
So we need to know. If you're not wearing pants,
'Cause
comment. If you are, like and
maybe,
subscribe.
Maybe if you're into shorts, that way we can be shorter.
Oh yeah.
Or pants,
if
we can be longer.
Shorts, share. Shorts for share.
No.
Yeah, share.
Nah.
Share this
I don't
video
know.
with your friends.
I don't know.
And that was me. And yeah, and of course, if you're just sitting there in your birthday suit, you can go to barrelrollnews.com.
You don't need clothes to go there.
No, and you can follow us on social media where we will
not
be in our birthday
suits.
suits.
You also don't need clothes to be on social media.
You don't need clothes to be on social media.
Although don't share pictures of yourself.
Yeah, we don't want sharing or commenting if you're naked.
Yes.
So if you're gonna like or share or comment, put some clothes on first.
Oh no! Don't share pictures of yourself.
That's true. You can share this video.
Share this video even if you have no clothes on. Just don't share the pictures of yourself.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
That would be bad.
That would be
That's
bad.
very bad. Very bad.
That being said.
Yes.
We will see you guys next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye. Uh-oh.